Chapter 326. When Gu Lingqing returned home, Zhou Hailon had been waiting for him. He placed Gu Yan on the bed and covered him with a blanket. Zhou Hailon followed behind him. Lingqing, I have something to tell you. Okay, Gu Lingqing replied. He turned around and went out. After closing the door, he asked Zhou Hailon, Is Xiao Xian asleep? He's asleep. That's why I waited for you in the living room. I know that Xiao Xian has a bad personality. He's too willful, rebellious, mischievous. He's not as obedient as Xiao Yan. He treated Teacher Wu like that today, so I'm worried that Teacher will be biased against him, Zhou Hailon said gently. Then what do you think we should do? Gu Lingqing looked at Zhou Hailon and asked. It's like this. Xiao Xian hates Teacher Wu so much because he's afraid that Teacher Wu will replace me, so he's very resistant. If the tutor is chosen by Xiao Xian, I think he won't hate it so much, Zhou Hailon suggested. Okay, let Xiao Xian find a tutor that he's satisfied with. It needs to be a full-time tutor that you're satisfied with. That way, he'll be more obedient. Gu Lingqing agreed immediately. Really? Zhou Hailon was excited. You think so too? I'll pay for the tutor. He'll be more obedient when he lives with you in the future. After all, he listens to you more, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Zhou Hailon's smile disappeared. What do you mean? Gu Lingqing looked deeply at Zhou Hailon. When you were in poor health, you entrusted Xiao Xian to me. I thought about sending someone to take care of you and your son. Xiao Yan happened to be alone. I was worried that he would be lonely, so I took Xiao Xian with me. But after I took him over, I realized that Xiao Xian's heart isn't with me. Since that's the case, I should respect Xiao Xian's decision and let him follow you. In the future, you can find someone you can trust to take care of you. I'll pay for it. Zhou Hailon's eyes dimmed. He said anxiously, You brought Xiao Xian back because you thought Xiao Yan would be lonely? Is Xiao Xian just a playmate of Baiya's son in your heart? I don't need to explain to others what Xiao Xian is to me. If that's what you think, I can't do anything about it. In fact, Xiao Xian only wants to be with you and only listens to you. Gu Lingqing's eyes turned cold. Zhou Hailon was annoyed when he didn't hear the answer he wanted. Gu Lingqing, wake up. You only care about Baiya, but Baiya must be dead. If Baiya isn't dead, why didn't she come back? I really don't know what you're thinking. Xiao Xian is your flesh and blood. How do you treat him? Do you have feelings for him, or are you heartless? How do you think I treat Xiao Xian? Do you think that I don't treat Xiao Xian well? Then take Xiao Xian away, Gu Lingqing said coldly. If you were sincere to Xiao Xian, you wouldn't have driven him away so easily. Zhou Hailon was agitated. He clenched his fists and complained. Am I the one who drove him away? His heart is with you. He runs away from home to be with you. He only listens to you when he's with me. If that's the case, I should fulfill his wish. Gu Lingqing frowned and made up his mind. Zhou Hailon saw his determination. Then ask him what he wants. Will you give him whatever he wants? If he wants to stay, he must listen to me. If he wants to go with you, I'll pay for the nanny or tutor you hire. That's it. It's too late. We'll talk about it tomorrow. After Gu Lingqing finished speaking, he returned to his room and closed the door. He was in a bad mood and threw his suit jacket on the sofa. Everyone told him that Baiya was dead. Dead? Dead? Instantly, he was in a bad mood. He took the red wine from the wine cabinet, opened it, and gulped it down like drinking water. Wu Nian came out of the bathroom. She peeled the egg and lay on the bed, rolling on the bruises. Although she was injured, she felt warm when she thought of Gu Yan's cute and handsome face. She felt that the pain was worth it. The warm egg on the skin of the waist also felt very warm, as if the waist did not feel any pain. After she was done, she lay on the bed. She missed Gu Yan, and the corner of her mouth turned up. She must take a lot of pictures of Gu Yan on Sunday and put them in her phone to reminisce. Her phone rang. She picked it up. Although it was a series of numbers, she remembered that it was Gu Lingqing's. She took a deep breath, sat up, answered the call, and said respectfully, Mr. Gu, why are you calling me Mr. Gu? Do you know who I am to you? Gu Lingqing shouted. Huh? Wu Nian did not understand what he said. There was a strange feeling in her heart. I said you're dead. You're dead. You're not dead, right? You're still alive and well. You'll come back to me, right? Gu Lingqing asked 2 questions, right? Wu Yin could tell that he was a little tongue-tied. His current state was not his usual state. You should be drunk. Speak. Speak. Don't be silent, Gu Lingqing ordered. Mr. Gu, it's very late now. Your children should be asleep. You'll wake them up if you speak so loudly, Wu Yin said softly. I'm outside. They can't hear me. They can't hear me. The second half of Gu Lingqing's sentence was very soft, as if he was falling asleep. Wu Yin asked worriedly, Where are you now? Have you forgotten? You told me not to let Gu Yin be alone with Zhou Hailan. Miss Zhou is staying at your place now. The more Wu Yin thought about it, the more worried he became. He got up from the bed, grabbed his bag, and rushed out. Hee. Gu Lingqing laughed foolishly. There was pain in his laughter. Since you care about Gu Yin so much, you should come and see him in person. Haven't you always wanted to find Gu Yin? Gu Yin is our child. Come back. Come back alive to see him. Xiaoya, I miss you so much. Come back, come back. Every time Gu Lingqing called Xiaoya, Wu Yin felt sad. Mr. Gu, you've got the wrong person. I'm not by ya. Where are you now? Wu Yin entered the elevator. Gu Lingqing paused and did not say anything. Wu Yin was anxious. Where? There was no sound from Gu Lingqing's side. Wu Yin suspected that Gu Lingqing had fallen asleep. She became even more anxious. Asterisk ding. Asterisk the elevator reached the first floor. Wu Yin rushed out from the elevator. Then, he braked and turned back. Chapter 327. Su Jiran felt someone's gaze on him. He raised his head and saw a chubby figure running outside. He wasn't interested in those who were chubby or slightly chubby. Wu Yin got on a taxi, gave the driver the address of Gu Lingqing's house, and called Lu Shuang. Cool girl, you haven't slept yet, right? Nope. Xiao Bao is still playing with a gun. I'm so dizzy, he won't let go after playing with it. I just remembered a joke. Little girls play with dolls, little boys play with guns. When they grow up, it's the other way around. Hee. Lu Shuang laughed to himself after saying that. Wu Yin understood the meaning of the joke, but she wasn't in the mood to chat with Lu Shuang. Cool girl, can you help me locate a phone's current address? Should be able to. I'll ask Shiniyan. Send me the phone number, Lu Shuang said straightforwardly. Thank you, cool girl, Wu Yin said, feeling touched. There's no need to thank me between us. Lu Shuang hung up the phone. Wu Yin sent the phone number over. The phone rang again. Wu Yin saw it was Gu Lingqing's number, so she quickly picked it up and complained, Where are you? You stopped talking halfway. Gu Lingqing still didn't say anything. Wu Yin's heart was like an ant on a hot pan. Are you Gu Lingqing? If not, please talk to me. There was no reply from Gu Lingqing's side. Wu Yin raised the decibel. If you do this again, I'll be angry. Is it fun to play with people in the middle of the night? I am. Gu Lingqing's voice was finally heard. Hearing his voice, Wu Yin felt a little relieved. She sighed. Where are you? I'm already on my way to your house. I'm at home. Gu Lingqing was silent for a while. He had a strange expression on his face and explained, I drank a little too much. Sorry. Wu Yin thought of what he said before. She felt sour in her heart again. She took a deep breath. Since he was at home and sounded sober, there was no need for her to go. She thought it was stupid to rush out of the hotel. Since you're home, I won't come over. Rest early. Wu Yin hung up the phone and ordered the driver, Go back to Oasis Hotel. Gu Lingqing twisted the bridge of his nose and slightly lowered his head. Water droplets dripped down from his forehead, along his cold, resolute, and handsome face, dripping onto his collarbone. His body was drenched. He thought to himself, he was really ridiculously drunk just now. Why would he call Wu Yin to say those words? Was it just because Wu Yin's voice was similar to Xiaoya's that he had a misconception? Fortunately, even though he had taken a cold shower downstairs, his mind was much clearer. He lay down next to Xiao Yin and looked at his pink face. He missed Baiya. It had been 2 years. 2 years. Early in the morning, Gu Lingqing was woken up by the ringing of his phone. He turned off the sound and looked at Xiao Yin. The little boy had been awake for a long time. He looked at him with his big eyes. His eyes were like the stars. He did not say a word and was very obedient. Gu Lingqing smiled, kissed Xiao Yan on the forehead, and answered the assistant's call. President Fu, I've sent the photos to your email, but I found something strange. Apart from asking the adults, I also asked the children. But the children are avoiding me on purpose. I think someone told them to do so. It's not normal. Zhang Xingyu reported. Are you afraid that the children will talk nonsense? Gu Lingqing was suspicious. But when he thought of Wen Yin's behavior yesterday, he felt that she should be a reliable person. I just caught a child and gave him 100 yuan. He said that Sister Wen Yin is a good person and that they like Sister Wen Yin very much. They don't want Sister Wen Yin to leave and hope that Sister Wen Yin will visit them often. Zhang Xingyu said, What's the problem? Gu Lingqing did not hear the problem. Isn't Wu Yin a teacher here? Why do they call her Sister Wen Yin? Gu Lingqing frowned. He did not think there was a problem. Then why don't you catch another child and ask him? I did, and then they caught me. I just ran out. Zhang Xingyu said innocently. Gu Lingqing, then come back. I know what to do. He got up and went to brush his teeth with Gu Yan. When he opened the door, Zhou Hailan and Gu Ruoxin were standing at the door. Dad, I want to live with you. I'll be obedient in the future. Gu Ruoxin took the initiative and said, Okay. Gu Lingqing replied, I'll go cook wontons for you. Lingqing, I'll help you. Zhou Hailan followed Gu Lingqing into the kitchen and said, You said yesterday that you will choose a tutor that Xiao Xian likes. Does that still count? It does. After all, Xiao Xian might not like the tutor that Yin likes. It's better to teach them separately. Gu Lingqing followed Zhou Hailan's words and said. He opened the fridge and saw bags of frozen wontons. The names of the fillings were written on the bags. The handwriting was a little ugly, but it was very careful. Gu Lingqing took out 2 bags and boiled some water. Seeing that Zhou Hailan was still there, she looked at him suspiciously. Is there anything else? Can't you replace Miss Wu? I'm worried that she won't like Xiao Xian. Zhou Hailan went straight to the point. Don't try to measure the heart of a gentleman with the heart of a villain. Ms. Wu always said good and bad things about little Xian in front of me, such as filial piety, righteousness, intelligence, and so on. Therefore, she will treat little Xian and little Yin equally, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice and walked out of the kitchen. Did she really say that? Zhou Hailan did not believe it. Some people, even if they know that other people are not good, they don't want to say it out loud. As for others, they judge others based on their own actions and feel that others are not good. Their narrow-mindedness and broad-mindedness can be seen from their own speculations of others. Gu Lingqing spoke frankly. Zhou Hailan's face strangely turned a little red. She lowered her head and said, Maybe I really think too much. I won't have breakfast. I'll go back now. I've troubled you for the whole night. Ask Xiao Xian to stay with you for 2 days. Let him accompany you. Gu Lingqing said casually. What about you, In Yen? Where are you going? Zhou Hailan was jealous. A client asked me to go fishing. I can't take care of 2 kids by myself. I'll have to trouble you to take care of Xiao Xian. Gu Lingqing, don't you think you're being biased? You give little Yin the good food and fun things first. Even when you attend your friend's banquet, you only bring little Yin. Is little Xian so insignificant in your heart? Zhou Hailan said angrily. Xiao Xian and Yin both looked at them. Gu Lingqing looked at Zhou Hailan unhappily. Chapter 328. That night, Wen Yin did not sleep well. She finally fell asleep at 4 o'clock and woke up at 7:15. When she woke up, she remembered what Gu Lingqing had said. Since you care about Xiao Yin so much, you should come and see him yourself. Haven't you always wanted to find Xiao Yin? Xiao Yin is our child. Come back alive to see him. Xiaoya, I miss you so much. She closed her eyes. Her heart was very sour, like a surging flood that was about to burst out of the dam. She could not sleep anymore, so she got up, changed into her sportswear, and went for a run in the park behind the hotel. After running 1 lap, 2 laps, her heart suddenly hurt badly. She covered her heart and squatted down to relieve the pain, as if an awl had pierced in her heart. Beauty, are you okay? A familiar voice sounded. Wu Yin looked at the person with a pale face. It was actually Su Jiran. Subconsciously, she did not want to have anything to do with him anymore. Go away, Wu Yin said unhappily. Su Jiran was stunned. He looked at Wu Yin, and a complicated look flashed across his eyes. He carried Wu Yin and said, "Your condition is very bad. I'll send you to the hospital first." Wu Yin wanted to push Su Jiran away, but she did not have the strength. She was placed in the car by Su Jiran. "Do you have water?" Wu Yin asked. Su Jiran took out a bottle of mineral water from the storage box, opened the cap, and handed it to Wu Yin. She gulped down a few mouthfuls, and her breath became smooth. The pain in her heart eased a lot. She looked at Su Jiran and said, "My heart doesn't hurt anymore. Thank you for your help. I think I should rest more." Wu Yin was about to get out of the car when Su Jiran blocked her way. "I think you should go to the hospital. It doesn't look good. I know my body's condition. It's my choice whether to go to the hospital or not. I'm grateful that you're willing to help me, but forcing me to do something I don't want to do is annoying and disgusting. Move away," Wu Yin said sternly. Su Jiran didn't get angry. Instead, he smiled wickedly. "I saved your life. Is this how you treat your benefactor?" Bai took out some money from his pocket, chose a 100 yuan note, and stuffed it into the bag behind the chair. "Thank you." Su Jiran laughed happily. "Pretty lady, leave me your contact number." Wu Yin stared at Su Jiran's devilishly charming face. In terms of appearance, he could indeed make all living things fall head over heels for him. However, she knew Su Jiran's habits too well. "Do you have a pen?" Wu Yin asked. Su Jiran smirked. He took out a pen from a storage box and handed it to Wu Yin. "Right on my palm." Wu Yin held his hand and wrote a series of numbers on his palm. "Have you had breakfast?" Su Jiran's eyes shone with a strange light as he looked at her and asked. "I've eaten. I have something to do later." Wu Yin crawled out from under his arm. Su Jiran didn't stop him. He sat in the back seat lazily and looked at Wu Yin's back. His evaluation of her was that she was a little plump, had a pretty face, could be said to be perfect at fair skin, a beautiful face, and a big weapon. Most importantly, her voice was the same as Bai Ye's. Just the fact that their voices were the same was enough to make up for her shortcoming of being slightly plump. Su Jiran picked up his phone and saved her number. He smiled and dialed the number. "I'm sorry, the number you have dialed does not exist." Su Jiran frowned, and a trace of annoyance flashed in his eyes. He looked in the direction where Wu Yin disappeared. Was she playing with him? Wu Yin went back to her room and lay on the bed. She closed her eyes and rested. She didn't want to die yet. She wanted to be with Xiao Yin and him. Maybe it was because her heart was not feeling well, or maybe she had exercised, or maybe it was because she didn't have enough sleep to begin with, so she fell asleep again. At 10:30 a.m., she was woken up by the phone. She saw that it was Lu Shuang and picked it up. "Shuang Niu, I've settled Xiao Bao down. He's outside your hotel now. Are you awake? Let's go out and play together." Lu Shuang was as excited as if he had just been released from a birdcage and could fly freely. "Give me 5 minutes," Wu Yin said. She hung up the phone, brushed her teeth, and washed up again. She tied her hair into a ponytail and changed into a purple and white spaghetti-strap dress before going downstairs. Lu Shuang whistled and waved with a smile. "Beauty, over here." Wu Yin walked toward Lu Shuang and sat in the front passenger seat. She fastened her seatbelt and looked at Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang's hair was down, and he was wearing a high-collared cheongsam. But Wu Yin saw the hickey on his neck and felt guilty. "Well, you asked me to help you find the location of your phone yesterday. Why did you cancel it?" Lu Shuang asked. "The owner of the phone called me and told me where it is," Wu Yin said simply. "The owner of the phone?" "Gu Lingqing," Lu Shuang guessed. Wu Yin didn't say anything. She lowered her eyes. Her long eyelashes left a black silhouette under her eyelids, covering the undercurrent in her eyes. Lu Shuang understood. "You only care so much about his matters. Besides him, there's also you," Wu Yin said with certainty. "I'm sorry. I made you suffer yesterday, right? That beast might have been a monk in his previous life." Lu Shuang said unhappily. "Ah, Don't mention him. My waist hurts when I talk about him. Are you really not going to tell Gu Lingqing? Wu Yin shook her head. Don't mention him either. My heart aches. Today is our day. Let's have fun. Ha! Let me correct you. It's not my waist that hurts. My kidney hurts. Ha ha! Lu Shuang said optimistically. Her laughter infected her. Wu Yin smiled and looked out of the window. Where are we going? A nice paradise. Yin brought me there once. We can fish, ride horses, sing songs, play golf, and all kinds of entertainment. There's also a food buffet. It's not bad. Most importantly, there are many handsome guys. Ha ha! Lu Shuang was happy when he thought about it. Aren't you worried that Yin's spies might be there? Wu Yin said worriedly. I stole Yin's card and entered the VIP area. Not everyone can come in. Besides, I've only been here once. They probably won't remember me. Besides, I'm here to have fun with you. It's fine even if Yin knows about it, Lu Shuang analyzed. As long as it's fine. Wu Yin held Lu Shuang's hand. I'll find a way to help you escape from Yin. Let's not talk about him anymore. Now, not only my waist and kidney hurt, but my whole body hurts. Lu Shuang said jokingly. However, in this world, some people would not appear even if you didn't mention them. Wu Yin and Lu Shuang met Gu Lingqing, Gu Lingqing's children, and Gu Lingqing's friends the moment they entered the VIP area. Chapter 329. Wu Yin caught the surprise in Gu Lingqing's eyes. When his eyes moved from Wu Yin's face to Lu Shuang's face, he was even more shocked, and his eyebrows were slightly knitted. Wu Yin felt guilty and lowered his eyes. Lu Shuang twitched the corner of his mouth, covered his mouth, and said to Wu Yin in a low voice, You and Gu Lingqing are really fated to run into each other. This place has been very popular in the past year. Many rich and powerful people come here to have fun. The chances of running into him on the weekend are very high. Wu Yin's lips did not move, but his voice came from the gap between his teeth. So, are you going to say hello to him now or not? Lu Shuang asked worriedly for Wu Yin. Those are all his friends. Going to say hello to him is like taking advantage of the heat. I think it's better not to. Let's get something to eat and try to sit as far away from them as possible. Wu Yin said. Seeing that Gu Lingqing was still looking at her, she nodded, pulled Lu Shuang away, and sat in the corner on the far right. He must be very curious now about how I know you, and I came to eat together. Lu Shuang said with a smile. Just follow our original plan. Calm down. I'll go get something to eat. Wu Yin stood up, went to the steak place, ordered a steak, and stood there waiting. Behind her, a strong masculine aura was approaching. Wu Yin did not need to turn around to know who it was. She straightened her back and tried to calm herself down. Lu Shuang was her only friend, and they would definitely meet again in the future. Sooner or later, Gu Lingqing would know that she and Lu Shuang were friends. However, it was much earlier than she expected. What a coincidence, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Wu Yin turned around and pretended to be surprised. She smiled and greeted respectfully. Mr. Gu, what a coincidence indeed. The girl who came with you is your friend? Gu Lingqing asked tentatively. Yeah, Shuang Niu and I are fated. She took good care of me when I came to city. Wu Yin didn't deny it. She didn't introduce you to a job? Gu Lingqing looked at Wu Yin suspiciously. She asked me to be her family's nanny, but I felt that friendship would deteriorate if it became an employer-employee relationship, so I refused. Wu Yin replied. He looked at the chef and deliberately changed the topic. I want the black pepper flavor, medium well. Yesterday, Gu Lingqing wanted to say something, but stopped. I drank too much. You don't have to take what I said to heart, Gu Lingqing explained. Wu Yin smiled. You mistook me for someone else yesterday. You called me by ya. I guessed that you were drunk and wouldn't take it to heart. It's better to drink less. It's not good for your health. Gu Lingqing answered and put the plate in front of the chef. Filet mignon, thank you. Both of them stood and waited without saying a word. Wu Yin could feel Gu Lingqing's breath on her neck. It was very uncomfortable. People said that time passed like a year. Now, she was passing like an hour. She scratched her hair and exhaled. She looked left and right to prevent herself from looking like she had nothing to do. Is your waist better? Gu Lingqing asked in a low voice. Wu Nian looked at Gu Lingqing. I rolled it with eggs yesterday. It worked well. It doesn't hurt any more today. Thank you for your concern, Mr. Gu. Your black pepper steak is ready, the chef said. Oh, thank you. Wu Nian took the plate and couldn't wait to leave. She said to Gu Lingqing perfunctorily, Mr. Gu, please go ahead. I'm a little hungry. I haven't had breakfast yet. I'll eat first. Wu Nian nodded and left before Gu Lingqing could reply. She saw that Lu Shuang had already taken a table full of dishes. I'll be quick. Lu Shuang smiled. I haven't been out for a long time. I miss these delicious dishes. Wu Nian was amused by Lu Shuang's cute expression. She sat down opposite her. Quick, Gu Lingqing is here. He didn't order a piece for you. I'll queue up after he leaves. What flavor do you want? I can get it myself. I saw Gu Lingqing go over immediately after you went over. What did he ask you? Lu Shuang asked worriedly. I'll answer according to what I've prepared. There won't be any problems. But today is our day. I don't want him to affect our mood. If we see him fishing, we'll go horseback riding. If we see him riding a horse, we'll go fishing or singing. We'll split up, Wu Nian suggested. You're a good sister. I didn't sacrifice my body to protect you in vain. Cheers. Lu Shuang raised his wine glass. You drove here today. Can you drink? Wu Nian stopped her. It's not like we're going to leave after this meal. I don't drink much, so I'll be able to get rid of the alcohol in 4 hours. Today, we're having a good time as sisters. Come, don't spoil the mood, Lu Shuang said casually and clinked Wu Nian's glass of red wine. She drank it all in one gulp. Wu Nian noticed something was wrong. Cool girl, is there something on your mind? Lu Shuang smiled brightly. What's on my mind? Shen Yin went abroad today. I'm happy. He doesn't allow me to drink. I'm not his pet. Even if I'm a pet, I have the freedom to teach my friends. I can even bark when I'm unhappy. Wu Nian knew that Lu Shuang was unhappy. She held Lu Shuang's hand. I'm sorry. I dragged you into this. How could you drag me into this? Shen Yin set me up 5 years ago. You're my only comfort. I feel that I still have some value. Today, I'll drink with my sister. We won't go home until we're drunk. Lu Shuang poured himself another big glass. He drank it and laughed in satisfaction. Wu Nian didn't dare to get drunk. She still had to take care of Lu Shuang. They were both drunk. Were they going crazy? Cool girl. Do you remember the time we went camping together? Marong and Wu Dahai were a couple at that time. They were so lovey-dovey in front of us. Wu Nian asked. I remember. The two of them were so lovey-dovey. Now that I think about it, I get goosebumps. I heard that Wu Dahai quit medicine and went into business. After that, he found a woman in her 40s as his lover. Marong was furious. She had a miscarriage and was infertile. But that woman gave birth to a son for Wu Dahai. Wu Dahai moved in with that woman. I'm speechless that Marong didn't want a divorce. Lu Shuang sighed. In a certain environment, anger will lead to irrationality. Unwillingness will lead to bigotry. Marong thought that if she was hurt, she wouldn't get a divorce. She wouldn't give way to the woman who destroyed her family, so that they could never be together openly. But she didn't know that she was using her youth, life, and happiness to cultivate resentment and anger. In the end, she will be the one who will be unhappy for the rest of her life. Wu Nian advised. Lu Shuang held Wu Nian's hand. You used to be a psychiatrist. Are you hinting at something? Chapter 330. Hearing Gu Lingqing's voice, Wu Nian's heart skipped a beat. She was so absorbed in talking that she didn't notice that Gu Lingqing had walked over. She squinted at Gu Lingqing and nodded respectfully. I studied this subject in college because the children in the orphanage might have some psychological problems, but I'm not good at it. Gu Lingqing, do you think she's like Baya? Lu Shuang laughed and poked through the thin layer of paper first. Gu Lingqing looked at Lu Shuang. She is indeed like Baya. Her voice is similar, and her experience is similar. Baya also studied psychology in the orphanage when she was a child. By the way, their personalities are also similar. But since you mess with one of my friends, don't mess with my other friend. Lu Shuang's eyes darkened. He warned her coldly. Cool girl, Wu Yin shouted. She stood up and smiled at Gu Lingqing apologetically. Then she said to Lu Shuang, I am now a tutor in Mr. Gu's family. Quit your job. I can still afford to support you, Lu Shuang said directly. I want to earn my own living, Wu Yin replied. Gu Lingqing looked at Wu Yin and said in a low voice, since your friend has scruples about me, then forget it. An unhappy beginning won't end well. Gu Lingqing said in a low voice, turned around, and left. Wu Yin's eyes dimmed. He sat back on the chair weakly. He looked like he was cutting the steak calmly, but in fact his shoulders drooped like a rooster that had lost a fight. Lu Shuang understood Wu Yin's sadness. He said apologetically, did I use too much strength? Wu Yin shook her head. No, you did a very good job. You pointed it out directly, so people wouldn't think too much. Gu Lingqing must have his reasons for not hiring me. There's one thing. Lu Shuang wanted to say something, but stopped. The orphanage called me today. Gu Lingqing sent his assistant to the orphanage to investigate you. Wu Yin smiled. It's reasonable. I am here to take care of his son. He often goes on business trips, so he must be worried about me. It's always good to be careful. Then what will you do now? You must want to take care of Yan, right? Lu Shuang felt sorry for Wu Yin. I can still apply to be a teacher in Yan school. Perhaps this is the arrangement of the heavens. No matter how valiant you are, you can't change your fate. What's in your life is bound to happen, and what's in your life is always forced, Wu Yin said optimistically. Her past experience really told her not to force things. Otherwise, in the end, she would just suffer the consequences of her own actions. She raised her glass and clinked it with Lu Shuang's. I'll only drink this glass. Lu Shuang snatched the wine glass from Bai Ye's hand and put on the table. I'm not drinking anymore. What's so good about red wine? It's sour and astringent. Let's eat more and go karaoke. I'll call some handsome guys to accompany us. I can sing, but not handsome men. I have a feeling that Shun Ian Spy is here. Wu Yin was worried. Lu Shuang sneered and patted the table domineeringly. So what? Shun Ian, has countless women. He already has a wife. He only cares about fire prevention for the officials, but he doesn't allow the common people to light lamps. Screw his stupid grandfather. That's true. Instead of spending your energy on others and living a life full of self-pity, why not spend your energy on yourself? Live however you want. Even if you're in a cage, you have to live beautifully, Wu Yin said. She picked up the glass of red wine on the table and drank it in one gulp. She didn't eat much. She only ate a piece of steak and stopped eating. She chatted with Lu Shuang and talked about the interesting things about Xiao Bao with a gentle smile on her face. Lu Shuang finished all the food on the table and held his swollen stomach. Don't you want to eat more? This piece of steak is enough for me to eat for a day. My stomach isn't good, and it hurts if I eat too much, Wen Yin said softly. Lu Shuang sighed. There are too many hormones in the drug research this time. You're eating so little, but you're still getting fatter. It's not easy for me to be alive. I don't care about my appearance and body size. But aren't you afraid that you'll become a little fat cat by eating so much? Wu Yin teased with a smile. I want to eat until I become an invincible fatty in the universe. That way, Shun Yin will definitely abandon me. But I'm worried that after he abandons me, he won't provide you with the drug anymore. It's so contradictory. Lu Shuang held his chin and stared at Wu Yin. I'm sorry, Lu Shuang, Wu Yin said apologetically. It's okay. Look at my mouth. I don't know how to talk. I didn't mean it that way. Don't misunderstand. Lu Shuang scratched his head and said honestly. She had known Lu Shuang for so many years. She knew Lu Shuang's character very well. He was straightforward, loyal, and carefree. He said whatever was on his mind. He didn't have many thoughts, and he wouldn't be jealous or frame others. He was a magnanimous gentleman, a pure and cute person. But in the end, she was the one who caused Lu Shuang to provoke Shun Yin. Cool girl, don't worry about me. Go and live the life you want, Wu Yin said in a deep voice. I'm sure my bestie will be in the life I want. Let's go and sing. Lu Shuang changed the topic cheerfully. Wu Yin nodded and they went out together. Dad, isn't that Annie Xiao Yin? Gu Yin saw Wu Yin and asked Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing looked at Wu Yin's back as he left. She's busy. Later, Dad will bring you to the amusement park. Didn't she see me? Gu Yin asked disappointedly. Gu Lingqing squatted down in front of Gu Yin. Xiao Yin, I don't think Ms. Wu is suitable to be our family's tutor. I'll interview some other tutors tomorrow. You and Xiao Xian will come too. We'll choose one that you like, okay? Gu Yan's eyes turned red. He looked at him with his big, watery eyes. He pursed his lips and didn't say a word. Xiao Yin, do you want to eat cake? Gu Lingqing asked gently. Gu Yan nodded. Gu Lingqing patted Gu Yan's head, got up, and walked towards the cake. Gu Yan turned around and ran out of the door. After he got out of the elevator, he finally saw Wu Yin. He shouted, Auntie Xiao Yin, Xiao Yin. Wu Yin stopped when she heard Gu Yan's voice. She turned around and saw Gu Yin running towards her. Her heart felt as if it had been hit by a fawn, and it rippled again and again. This child seems to like you very much. Is it because of the bond between mother and son? Lu Shuang sighed. Wu Yin squatted down. Gu Yin ran to her and said with red eyes, Dad said you won't be coming to my house to tutor tomorrow. Is that true? If I go to your house to tutor, I'll be your teacher. You have to call me Auntie Xiao Yin. If you don't go, we can be friends. You could just call me Xiao Yin. Xiao Yin, am I right? Wu Yin smiled lovingly. Chapter 331. She had been controlling her emotions, but because of his tears, they also became undulating. It's not impossible that we won't meet. You see, we didn't have an appointment today, but we met. It means that Xiaoyan and I are fated. Since we are fated, God will definitely let us meet again, right? Wu Yin persuaded. Xiaoyan sniffed, but his tears were still flowing. He seemed to have broken down, and with a cry, he said, I don't like Dad. Dad took me away. My parents are very sad. Now Dad wants to drive Annie Xiaoyan away. Dad wants to drive all the people Xiaoyan likes away for Xiaoyan. I hate Dad around Yin. If you don't like your dad, can you live with your Annie Xiaoyan in the future? Your Annie Xiaoyan lives in the Oasis Hotel, and there is an amusement park there. Lu Shuang said directly. Cool girl. Wu Yin stopped him and said, Don't talk nonsense. He's Gu Lingqing's child. Gu Lingqing is a little too much. Lu Shuang said unhappily, This child, at first glance, you can tell that he has been wronged a lot. Otherwise, why would he be so loyal to you when you treat him a little better? It's because he has been abused a lot. A little bit of warmth can make a die to chase after it. Lu Shuang's words hit the bottom of Wu Yin's heart. She had been abused in the past. Her heart was like the cold of December, and she was about to freeze to death. At this time, as long as there was a little sunshine, she would chase after it even if her body was smashed to pieces. At that time, Gu Lingqing was her sunshine. She didn't want her child to follow her old path, grow up in a family without love, and taste the warmth of a lover. I'll talk to your dad again, Wu Yin said and stood up. A soft, warm little hand took the initiative to put into her palm. Gu Yan's little action simply melted her heart. She held Gu Yan's hand and walked back to the dining room. As soon as they got out of the elevator, Gu Lingqing found that Xiao Yin was missing. She was looking for him anxiously. Seeing Wu Yin coming with Xiao Yin, her eyes became cold. You took the child away without the consent of the adults. If the circumstances are serious, I can sue you for abduction, Gu Lingqing said unhappily and walked towards them. Wu Yin was instantly annoyed. Didn't Mr. Gu know when I left? Don't you know if I kidnap a child? Dad, I want to find Aunt Xiao Yin myself, Gu Yin explained. Xiaoyan, you go in first. Dad brought you a cake, Gu Lingqing ordered. Gu Yin looked at Wu Yin, lowered his head, and walked into the restaurant. Gu Lingqing turned around and prepared to go to the dining hall. Mr. Gu, I want to talk to you, Wu Yin shouted. Gu Lingqing didn't turn his head. I don't think it's necessary. I want to be your family's tutor. Please give me another chance. I will definitely do my best. Wu Yin threw away her pride and said. Gu Lingqing squinted at Wu Yin. I have 2 children, Xiaoyan and Xiao Xian. Tell me, which one do you like more? Wu Yin looked into his deep eyes. Her intuition told her that this question was a trap, but she couldn't see through his thoughts. I'm the tutor of your two children. What I need to do is to make different teaching plans according to the children's personalities. Xiaoyan is smart and well-behaved. To him, I just need to listen to him patiently, be his friend, and accompany him. To Xiao Xin, he is smart and rebellious, but he has his own ideas. I just need to follow his ideas and guide him correctly, Wu Yin explained. Gu Lingqing sneered and looked at Wu Yin coldly. I think the smart one is Mr. Wu. Answering the question and avoiding the important points is one of your strategies, right? As a teacher, I have emotions and desires. It's normal to have likes and dislikes. Isn't it fine as long as I treat my children equally? Can you be sure that the tutor you find in the future doesn't have any likes and dislikes? Wu Yin retorted. At the very least, her background will be relatively clean. Teacher Wu, ask yourself honestly, is your background clean? Gu Lingqing questioned. How is my background not clean? Wu Yin asked back with red eyes. With your current attitude towards me, we won't get along well in the future. Since we won't get along well in the future, why should we get along? I won't hire Mr. Wu to be my children's tutor. If Mr. Wu didn't hear me clearly, I can say it again. I won't hire Mr. Wu to be my children's tutor, Gu Lingqing said coldly. Wu Yin felt that she was about to explode from anger because of Gu Lingqing's gloomy personality. Give me a reason. Wu Yin held back the anger that was about to explode and said, First, as a boss, it's very likely that I fired someone because of my mood. In fact, I don't need a reason. Second, since your friend doesn't like me, if you come to my home to be a tutor, it will affect your relationship with your friend. Third, I feel that after an argument, it will leave a crack in your heart. Are you satisfied with these 3 reasons? Gu Lingqing looked at Wu Yin indifferently. She had made up her mind and wouldn't change it. Wu Yin could see Gu Lingqing's determination. She sneered and laughed. She laughed so hard that tears flowed from her eyes. She wiped her tears and said, One day, you will regret this decision today. Wu Yin turned around and entered the elevator. Gu Yin hid behind the door and eavesdropped. He leaned against the door frame and saw the elevator door close in front of him. He also cried sadly. Xiao Yin. Gu Lingqing saw Xiao Yin crying and called out worriedly. I want to go home. Xiao Yin cried until his nose was running. His eyes were red and swollen. He looked at Gu Lingqing and said with certainty, I want to go home. Gu Lingqing took a tissue and wiped Xiao Yan's tears and snot. He said lovingly, Okay, let's go home. He picked up Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan was still crying. He kept repeating the same sentence. I want to go home. Gu Lingqing said goodbye to his friends and brought Xiao Xin and Xiao Yan home. He put Xiao Yan in the back seat and Xiao Xin got in the front passenger seat. Gu Lingqing walked past the front of the car and got in the driver's seat. He looked at the rearview mirror and I didn't see Xiao Yan. He was shocked and turned to look at the back seat. Xiao Yan was gone. He got out of the car nervously and looked around. There were cars everywhere, but there was no sign of Xiao Yan. He closed the door worriedly and shouted, Xiao Yan, Xiao Yan. There was no one around to respond to him. He was anxious and said to Xiao Xin in the car, Stay in the car and don't go anywhere. I'll find your brother and bring him back. Dad, you've never been so worried about me leaving. I'm younger than my brother, Gu Ruoxin said sadly. Chapter 332. Wu Yin looked at the caller ID of Gu Lingqing. She hesitated for a moment. She was already angry, so she hung up the phone. Lu Shuang looked at Wu Yin and changed the topic with a smile. Since you don't have to work now, let's go traveling. I've thought about it. Traveling is just to see the mountains, the water, and the culture. This time, I have a long time, so I want to go to a special place. I want to see deserts and icebergs. Then let's go to Chile. Chile is the country closest to the South Pole. There are deserts in the north of Chile, and it's also close to Argentina. We can go there, Wu Yin suggested. She also wanted to go out and relax, but she was depressed by Gu Lingqing. Argentina is famous for beef, gems, football, and tango, right? Lu Shuang asked excitedly. Yes, it's a country with rich ethnic customs. Wu Yin smiled. She was locked in a ward, thinking that she was going to die. She wanted to see things that she had never seen before. So, she often watched programs that introduced the countries around the country, so she knew a little. You know a lot. We'll leave tomorrow, and I'll bring Xiao Bao with us. We'll come back after a few months. I'll pay for all the expenses. Wahaha, a general can't obey military orders. I'll make Shen Yin so angry. Wahahaha. The more Lu Shuang thought about it, the happier he was. Wu Yin saw that Lu Shuang was in a good mood, so she also smiled. But there was a part of her heart that she didn't show. She didn't want Lu Shuang to worry and not have a good time. Her phone rang again. It was Gu Lingqing again. She frowned and picked it up. Is little Yin with you? Gu Lingqing asked directly. Wu Yin paused for a moment. She understood Gu Lingqing's words. Suddenly, anger rushed to her head. She widened her eyes and said worriedly, Little Yin is missing again. Not with you. If she's with you and you don't tell me on purpose, I can sue you for kidnapping, Gu Lingqing said coldly. Who do you think you are, Gu Lingqing? Do you think I would dare to kidnap your child? Wu Yin angrily hung up the phone. What's wrong? Lu Shuang asked worriedly. Wu Yin looked around and said worriedly, Xiao Yin is missing. I'm worried that something might have happened to him. Let's not go karaoke for now. Let's look for him together. Oh, okay. Let's split up and call each other when we find him, Lu Shuang said readily. Yes, Xiao Yin, Xiao Yin, Wu Yin shouted. He walked towards the direction of the restaurant again, but he didn't see Xiao Yin. She asked a passerby, Hello, have you seen a 7-year-old boy? He's about 35 meters tall, and he's wearing a white short-sleeved shirt. No. The passerby shook his head. Wu Yin asked all the way to the restaurant, but Gu Yin was nowhere to be found. She then went to the fishing area to ask, afraid that Gu Yin would fall into the lake alone. Hello, have you seen a 7-year-old boy? He's about 35 meters tall, and he's wearing a white short-sleeved shirt. He's very good-looking, Wu Yin asked the fisherman. The fisherman shook his head. Wu Yin's eyes dimmed. She raised her head and saw Gu Lingqing, who had also come to look for Gu Yin. She was angry. She rolled her eyes at Gu Lingqing and turned around, wanting to leave. She thought for a moment, took a deep breath, turned around again, and walked towards Gu Lingqing. This resort is very big. With our ability, I'm afraid it'll take some time to find him. The longer it takes, the more dangerous it will be for Xiao Yin. However, there are many security guards here. You should have Xiao Yin's photo in your phone. Please look for the security department here and ask them to help you find him. If they find Xiao Yin, give me a call, Wu Yin said coldly. You're very concerned about Xiao Yin. Gu Lingqing looked at Wu Yin suspiciously, as if she was scrutinizing something. Wu Yin sneered. Although I don't know the specific reason why you fired me, I really like Xiao Yin. I don't want anything to happen to him. I'll call you when I find him. Don't worry, I won't kidnap your child. Gu Lingqing looked at Wu Yin with a dark expression. He fired her because she was too similar to Baiya. Their voices were similar, their personalities were similar, and even their experiences were similar. Because there were so many similarities, he was on guard, deeply afraid that she was sent by someone with ulterior motives. Xiao Yin was his and Baiya's child. He didn't want anything to happen to him. To him, Wu Yin was like a ticking time bomb, a dangerous person. He couldn't take the risk. Then I'll have to trouble you, Gu Lingqing said coldly and turned around. Wu Yin looked at his handsome and heartless back. She was filled with anger. She grabbed some mud on the ground and threw it at Gu Lingqing, hitting him on the shoulder. Gu Lingqing frowned and looked at her. His gaze was even harsher. Wu Yin patted the mud on her hands and raised her chin. Since you're no longer my boss, I don't have to put up with your bad temper. She turned around. She didn't want to be angry with Gu Lingqing. It was more important to find Xiao Yin first. Gu Lingqing patted the dust on his shoulder and frowned even more. Her personality was exactly the same as Baiya's. Usually, she looked weak and gentle, but when she was angry, she was very tough, sharp, unyielding, and merciless. Because they were so similar, it made him more resistant. But she was right. He should go to the security department. The more anxious he was, the more chaotic it would be. At least the surveillance was useful. An hour later, Wu Yin, who was looking for Xiao Yin, received a call from Gu Lingqing. Xiao Yin is not in the park anymore. You don't have to look for him there. Wu Yin was even more worried. If he went out, it would be more dangerous. Did you check the surveillance outside? The road surveillance should be able to capture the direction he went, right? Before he left, he said he wanted to go home. I thought he meant to go home, but now that I think about it, he should be going back to his hometown in City H. I'll find him. Thank you for your hard work, Gu Lingqing said coldly and hung up the phone. Wu Yin's heart was still hanging in the air. He called Lu Shuang. Shuang girl, stop looking. Little Yin isn't here. Let's meet at the main entrance. After a while, Lu Shuang ran over, panting. That kid is not here. Where did he go? Did you find it? Wu Yin looked at Lu Shuang with red eyes, shook his head, and said sadly. Little Yin said he wanted to go home before he left. He said he wanted to go home to his hometown in H City. If Little Yin was happy with Gu Lingqing, he wouldn't want to go back to the ravine. He was with Gu Lingqing, no? Happy. When Wu Yin said this, the mist in his eyes deepened. Don't you know Gu Lingqing's character? He's quiet, cold, and strict, and he's used to being high and mighty. No child would like him. Lu Shuang comforted her. Cool girl, I'm sorry. Before I find Little Yin, I'm not in the mood to travel. Wu Yin apologized. Chapter 333. Wu Yin really felt that Lu Shuang was a good person. Today, she was supposed to accompany Lu Shuang to relax, but in the end, Lu Shuang had to help her find Gun Yinji. Lu Shuang didn't complain at all when she couldn't go on a trip. She was really lucky to have such a friend. Wu Yin hugged Lu Shuang and sobbed. Thank you, Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang smiled. There's nothing to thank me for. If something happened to me today, you would have done the same for me. Maybe you would have done it better than me. I'll go with you after we find Xiao Yin, Wu Yin promised. Come on, I know you well. Now that you know that Xiao Yin is unhappy, you can't go on a trip happily and do what you want to do. If you need help, come to me, Lu Shuang said. What about you? It's not easy for you to be free. Wu Yin was worried about Lu Shuang. I have Xiao Bao to keep me company. I won't feel lonely, Lu Shuang said. Wu Yin felt sorry and guilty for Lu Shuang. When we find Xiao Yin, I'll go with you. Lu Shuang nodded. We'll talk about it after we find him. She sent Wu Yin back. Wu Yin got out of the car and watched Lu Shuang leave. Then, she turned around and went into the hotel lobby. Xiao Yin, I've been waiting for you for a long time. Gu Yan's voice was heard as he ran toward Wu Yin. When Wu Yin saw Gu Yan's tiny figure, her heart felt like it was being stabbed by something. It was sour and painful, but there was also an indescribable feeling of being touched. It was like a flood that came crashing down, causing her mind to go blank for a period of time. She squatted on the ground. Gu Yin threw himself into her arms and said happily, Yin Yin, I found you. Wu Yin's eyes instantly turned red, and hot liquid flowed out. He hugged Gu Yin tightly and said in a choked voice, Why did you come to find me? How did you find me? How can you be so bold? What if you get taken away by the bad guys? Gu Yin looked at Wu Yin happily. She wiped the tears on Wu Yin's face with her little hand and explained, I heard from your big sister that you were staying at the Oasis Hotel, so I wrote it down. When my father wanted to take me away, I took the opportunity to get off the car. I knew that there were surveillance cameras in the parking lot, so I deliberately walked like a cat. I was lucky. Not long after, a man left, and I quietly hid in his car. He went to Shui Yu International. I asked people along the way and found the Oasis Hotel. I didn't know which room you were staying in, so I could only wait in the lobby. Wu Yin's heart ached. She caressed Xiao Yan's pink little face and said, You can't run away from home like this in the future. It's very dangerous. What if you're really caught by the bad guys? Gu Yin pursed her lips and smiled. She said indifferently, I was not raised by my father. I am fine in my adoptive parents' house. At most, I will be sold once. Who knows, my adoptive parents might even love me more. Doesn't your father love you? Wu Yin asked with red eyes. Gu Yin shook her head and said, Xiao Xin is enough for my father. He never asks me for anything, and I don't want to ask him for anything. If I want something, I will fight for it myself. I don't want to depend on him. That way, Even if I'm abandoned, I won't feel sad or tormented. I want to adapt to the environment. If I can't adapt, then I will change. Wu Yin thought of her past self and hugged Gu Yin tightly again. At that time, she didn't want to depend on anyone. She was strong and independent. She thought the same as Xiao Yin. Without dependence, even if she left, she wouldn't feel sad or tormented in the future. Xiao Yin was too much like her past self. Her heart ached for him. She felt guilty and blamed herself. She didn't want her own child to be so lonely, helpless, and hopeless. Xiao Yin's father loves you. You don't know how worried he was after you disappeared. He kept looking for you. If your father doesn't want you, why would he be so worried about you? Wu Yin said. Gu Yin lowered her head and said softly, maybe he thinks that if something happens to me, he won't be able to answer to my mother. Don't think that way. Do you know what your father said to me? He said, don't let Xiao Yin be alone with Zhou Hailon. I can see that he cares about you, loves you, and protects you. Gu Yin looked at Wu Yin and said, are you speaking up for my father? He fired you. He framed you, wronged you, and fired you indiscriminately. Wu Yin smiled. This child was standing up for her. The world of adults is complicated. It's so complicated that sometimes adults don't understand it. However, children shouldn't be involved in the world of adults. If you want to be independent, I'll support you with both hands, but you must do it at the right age. You're still too young. It's not time for you to be independent. Then can I choose to live with the person I want to live with? Gu Yin asked blankly. Wu Yin patted Gu Yin's head and said gently, let me ask you, do you think Aunt Zhou is a good person? No, she's actually very bad. She deliberately encouraged Xiao Xin to do bad things. So Xiao Xin is not obedient and deliberately causes trouble. I even saw Xiao Xin steal things on purpose. It's all Aunt Zhou's teaching. She said that if she does this, Dad will let them be together, Xiao Yin said with certainty. Then do you think Xiao Xin wants to live with Aunt Zhou? Wu Yin asked patiently. Of course. All he did was hope that Dad would visit Aunt Zhou and let Dad know that Xiao Xin needs Aunt Zhou. Then, Dad would marry Aunt Zhou, Xiao Yin said. Wu Yin smiled. Her child was really a smart child. Although he was still young, he had a clever mind. So, the child still can't tell right from wrong. Xiao Xin still thinks that his mother is the best. In fact, his mother is leading him into the abyss. If Xiao Yin wants to live with the person he wants to live with, then wait until he's 18 years old. Then, your decision will be right. Even if it's not right, you could be responsible for yourself, Wu Yin said patiently. Gu Yin still lowered his head and asked softly with red eyes, will you inform my father to pick me up? Yes. Wu Yin did not deny it. Gu Yin raised his head and looked at Wu Yin. There was a flash of confusion in his eyes. Can you lend me 500 yuan? I'll return it to you 10 times more in the future. Wu Yin guessed that he might take the money to his parents in H City. There were several results. 1. He lost his way and became a homeless person. 2. He got into an accident. 3. He returned to his hometown in H City and was picked up by Gu Lingqing. Go back to my room and rest for a while. You must be tired. I'll go out and get the money for you, Wu Yin said softly. Gu Yin entered her room obediently. Chapter 334. Wu Yin stayed at the door of the room and didn't go in. She knew that if she called Gu Lingqing, Yin would hate her in the future. However, if she didn't call Gu Lingqing, things would be more serious. 9 out of 10 things in the world wouldn't go your way. It was always like this. You couldn't have the best of both worlds. Gu Lingqing should be nearby. He would be here in 10 minutes. When he came out of the elevator, he was shrouded in murderous aura. His eyes were sharp and his face was livid. Wu Yin had a bad feeling. She went up and said, talk to Yin later. It's my business whether I talk or not. I'm afraid it has nothing to do with you, Gu Lingqing said coldly. His eyes were sharp, showing off his bad temper. Yin doesn't want to stay by your side. If you hit him, he won't want to stay by your side, Wu Yin said. If he doesn't want to stay by my side, who should he stay by? Yours? Who are you? Who are you? Gu Lingqing said angrily. I didn't say that he would stay by my side. If I really thought that, I wouldn't have called Mr. Gu to come here, Wen Yin explained. If you don't think that, how would you know you are here? If you are too calculative, you will only hurt yourself and others, Gu Lingqing said with disdain. I didn't tell Yin. He just heard the conversation between my friend and me. Gu Lingqing, don't be like this. Yin is still young. He can't understand the painstaking efforts of adults. You will only make him sadder, Wen Yin said. It's none of your business whether he's sad or not. Get out of the way, Gu Lingqing ordered. She didn't dare to let Gu Lingqing take Yin back now that Gu Lingqing was like this. She stood there and didn't move. Gu Yin heard the quarrel outside. He opened the door and saw Gu Lingqing. He was scared and quickly closed the door. Gu Lingqing jumped over, pushed the door open, and glanced at Gu Yin sharply. His action of closing the door undoubtedly angered Gu Lingqing even more. In order to find Gu Yin, Gu Lingqing used all his connections and mobilized a large number of people. When Gu Yin saw him, he actually closed the door. Gu Lingqing was furious and kicked the door open. Frightened, Gu Yin hid behind the bed. Wen Yin rushed in. Gu Lingqing, let's talk this out. Gu Lingqing glared at Gu Yin fiercely and said coldly, I'm disciplining my son. I don't need unimportant people to make irresponsible remarks. Come here. Gu Yin shook his head in fear. His eyes were red like a pitiful rabbit. Wen Yin recalled Gu Yan's words. I don't want to depend on him. That way, even if he abandons me, I won't feel sad or tormented. I want to adapt to the environment. If I can't adapt, then I'll change. Gu Yin was only 7 years old. He was still a child, but he said such strong words. It made her heart ache. Wen Yin rushed in front of Gu Yin and hugged him. Gu Lingqing, can you give me 5 minutes? One of you, 2 of you. Do it. Zhou Hailan did it. You do it too. Gu Lingqing said sternly. He took out his belt and looked at Gu Yin. Are you coming over or not? I don't want to go over. I want to go home. I miss my parents. I don't want to go over. Gu Yin cried sadly. Go home. Gu Lingqing was so angry that he lost his mind. He hit Gu Yin with his belt. Wen Yin took it head on. His arm instantly turned red. Gu Lingqing did not calm down. He hit Gu Yin again and scolded. I provide you with food, shelter, and education. Isn't this your home? All of you are willful, angry, and run away from home. All kinds of people can interfere with my life. I, Gu Lingqing, want to go home. I want to go home. I want you to go home. I want you to go home. I want you to find your mother. Wen Yin hugged Gu Yin tightly, withstanding the blows one after another. His back had been beaten until it was lacerated. Fortunately, he hit her. Gu Yin was still a child. His skin was thin and tender. He could not take it. However, Gu Lingqing's last sentence had hurt Gu Yin, and it had also hurt her. He wanted Gu Yin to find his mother. Did he want to beat Gu Yin to death? If he had Bai in his heart, he would not have said that. He knew that Bai cared about this child very much. Tears flowed down uncontrollably. Gu Yin cried bitterly. He did not beg for mercy. Instead, he became more stubborn. Just beat me to death. I want to find my mother. I don't want to stay by your side anymore. You, Xiao Xian, and Aunt Zhou can live happily together. Gu Lingqing threw the belt on the ground. He went over and pulled Wen Yin away. He grabbed Gu Yan's small shoulders and pulled him aside. Do you still think you did nothing wrong? You left home for no reason. You know how worried I am. You're not worried about loving me. You're worried about beating me. I can't see your worry, Gu Yin said while crying. If I don't beat you, will I remember? I can find you once or twice. What if something happens? What's the point of finding you? Gu Lingqing said angrily. So what if something happens? If something happens, I'll go and accompany my mother. She's lonely in heaven. Xiaoyan will go and accompany her, Gu Yin said fearlessly. Gu Lingqing clenched his teeth. His eyes were misty and his redness was getting deeper. He said seriously, Who said your mother is in heaven? Your mother is not dead. I've been waiting for her to come back. If you leave and something happens, you won't be able to see your mother again. You're lying, Gu Yin said, choking. I didn't lie to you. Your mother is really alive. Gu Lingqing also choked. A tear flowed from his right eye. The tear carried too much pain, longing, and helplessness. If my mother is still alive, why isn't she back yet? Xiao Yin was confused. I don't know either, but I believe that your mother will come back one day because there are people she loves and can't forget here. There are also her responsibilities and wishes, Gu Lingqing said with certainty. Xiao Yin lowered his head and cried. Wen Yin turned his face away and cried too. The bitterness in his heart was about to form a flood and drown her. Let's go home with Dad, Gu Lingqing said with a hoarse voice. Gu Yin looked at Wen Yin. Wen Yin's shirt was torn by Gu Lingqing. There were still many bloodstains on it. Dad, send Xiao Yin to the hospital first. Xiao Yin is injured, Gu Yin said with concern. Wen Yin felt even more sad. Her tears were about to burst. Her child was truly an intelligent and kind-hearted person. At this time, he still cared about others. Chapter 335. Gu Yin cried so loudly that he was very sad. Wen Yin smiled faintly. She knew that Gu Yin should have understood her hint. I want to take you to the hospital, Gu Yin said stubbornly. Gu Lingqing saw the bloody marks on Wen Yin's back and arms. He did not control the strength of his hand in anger. He knew very well how hard he had hit her. If she had not blocked it, perhaps his belt would have hit Xiao Yan's body. Xiao Yan was so small that he could not bear it at all. I'll take you to the hospital first, Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Wen Yin wanted to refuse, but she saw Gu Yin looking at her worriedly. If she did not go to the hospital, Xiao Yan would not be at ease, so she nodded. The belt on her body became numb after being hit for a long time. At first, she did not feel much pain. But after the numbness, the kind of pain, the kind of burning, the twitching, she did not sleep well last night. She was weak and fainted in the car. She vaguely heard Xiao Yin calling her Xiao Yin's name. She had a long dream. In the dream, she stood by the window with a big belly, listening to prenatal education music, stroking her belly and humming along. At the time, her relationship with Su Jiran was at an impasse. She felt lonely and helpless all the time. Her child was her pillar of support. She knew that the child would destroy her, and she also knew how difficult it was to raise the child. But she still wanted to give birth to the child without any hesitation. Unfortunately, her child was snatched away by someone else. She was very flustered. She even thought that if the child died, she would be too lonely. She wanted to die together with him. But what if the child did not die? Where was the child? She felt sad, desperate, and in pain. When she woke up crying, the pillow was more than half wet. Xiao Yin, you are in pain, aren't you? Gu Yan's voice was heard. Wen Yin came back to his senses and looked at Gu Yan, who was beside the bed. Tears were still hanging from the corners of his eyes. He smiled and asked softly, Little Yin, why are you here? Dad and I sent you to the hospital, but you were unconscious. When the nurse applied medicine on your back was covered in injuries. It's all my fault. 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 Gu Yin apologized. I don't blame you. I took the initiative. I know you have your own thoughts. There are a lot of things that you can't control and grasp. Remember Auntie's words. You must grow up safely, okay? Wen Yin asked. He didn't notice that his tears were still flowing. You must be in a lot of pain. Let me blow it for you, Gu Yin said considerately. He lifted the clothes on Wen Yin's back and blew it. The warm wind flowed through her wounds. Even if it couldn't alleviate the pain, it warmed her heart. Little Yin, Annie really doesn't hurt anymore. It really doesn't hurt. It's late now. You should go home and rest, Wen Yin said softly. No, I told Dad that I will stay and take care of you tonight, Gu Yin said with certainty. Oh, by the way, Wen Yin looked around and didn't see Gu Lingqing. He asked, Where's your dad? Dad went to buy dinner. He'll be back soon. Gu Yin had just finished speaking when Gu Lingqing appeared at the door with a plastic bag. He looked at Wen Yin with a strange expression. He put the plastic bag on the bedside table and said, I'll call the nurse over. I'll pay for all the expenses. I'll also compensate you for the psychological damage. How much do you want? You didn't hit me. I was the one who wanted to be hit. It has nothing to do with Mr. Gu. As for the nurse, there's no need for that. You can call my friend to come. Bring Little Yin home and let Little Yin have a good rest, Wen Yin said coldly. I bought mullet soup shredded carrots, and tomato eggs. I won't bother you anymore, Gu Lingqing said in a professional manner and held Gu Yan's hand. Gu Yan hid his hand behind his back instinctively. I have to take care of Xiaoyan. Xiaoyan got hurt because of me. You know it's because of you. You shouldn't cause more trouble. Let's go. I'll bring you to see her tomorrow. It's fine if you don't want to come tomorrow, Gu Lingqing compromised. I want to come, Gu Yan said immediately. Then say goodbye to your Auntie Xiaoyan, Gu Lingqing said in a deep voice. Gu Yan looked at Wen Yin and said reluctantly, If you want me to stay with you, I can talk to my father again. Wen Yin was touched by Gu Yan's warmth. He smiled and said, You should go back and have a good rest. Come and take care of me tomorrow. You need enough sleep to have a good rest. Only after you have a good rest will you have the energy to take care of me. Understand? Got it, Gu Yan said obediently and walked to Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing held Gu Yan's hand. This time, Gu Yan didn't refuse. They walked out of the ward. Gu Yan said, Dad, don't be against Xiaoyan. I want to marry Xiaoyan in the future. She risked her life to protect me. When I grow up, she will definitely love me very much. She's 20 years older than you. You two are not suitable for each other. Gu Lingqing refused coldly. Gu Yan sneered and walked away with his head down. He said, Don't worry. I'm just telling you. When I grow up, you can't stop me. Gu Lingqing didn't know what to say. Why did he feel that the well-behaved Gu Yan was even more rebellious than Gu Ruoxin? Asterisk after Gu Lingqing and Gu Yan left, Wen Yin didn't call Lu Shuang to come. Lu Shuang had to take care of Xiao Bao at night. It was already hard enough. She couldn't bear to let Lu Shuang worry about her. It was just a superficial wound. She could endure it. She ate the food that Gu Lingqing brought. She brushed her teeth and washed her face. She didn't take a shower. She just cleaned her body. She felt dizzy and lay on the bed. After a while, she fainted again. When she woke up, it was already dawn. The sun was a little dazzling, so she closed her eyes again. You're so badly injured. Are you not going to tell me? Lu Shuang's voice rang out. Wen Yin looked at Lu Shuang in surprise. He opened his eyes wide and asked, Why are you here? I called you in the morning. You were unconscious. The nurse answered the phone, so I came immediately. How did you get so badly injured? Lu Shuang asked in confusion. I fell. I'm fine. Wen Yin smiled. Lu Shuang pursed his lips and said unhappily, I just read the news today. A female university student committed suicide. She had good grades, was optimistic, and helped others. She often had dinner with her friends. She got along well with others and had a happy family. No one knew why she committed suicide. Her mother cleaned up her room and saw her writing, I'm fine, on a piece of paper. She turned the paper over and saw the word save on the back of the paper. Me. Wen Yin, are you really okay? Chapter 336. Wen Yin knew that Lu Shuang was worried about her. That was why he got angry and spoke harshly to her. It's not what you think. Yin came to me yesterday. Then Gu Lingqing was angry. When she hit Yin, I was protecting her and she hit me by accident. Wen Yin explained softly. You could be injured all over if you're not careful. Sister, you can't see your back, and I can't either. You are lying. Lu Shuang was annoyed. Seeing that Lu Shuang was serious, Wen Yin sat up and held Lu Shuang's hand. Believe me, I am fine. Hurry up and look at yourself in the mirror. Your eyes are still red and swollen. You have had surgery on your eyes. You are hurting yourself by crying like this. Lu Shuang urged Wen Yin and helped her up. Wen Yin went to the washroom and looked at her red and swollen eyes. She had cried too much last night. No wonder Lu Shuang didn't believe that she was fine. Wen Yin sighed. She brushed her teeth, washed her face, combed her hair, and came out. Lu Shuang waited outside and sighed. He couldn't bear to blame her anymore. What are you going to do next? Next? I don't want to think about anything else. I just want to accompany my good sister on a happy trip. Wen Yin said with a smile. When we come back from the trip, I will ask Shinian to tell her that you can teach in Yan school. Lu Shuang continued Wen Yin's words. Wen Yin looked at Lu Shuang gratefully, but she also felt a little guilty. Thank you. Lu Shuang put his arm around Wen Yin's shoulder. You are welcome to trouble me. I will be angry if you don't trouble me. Don't be alone when you are sick. I only have you now, and you only have me. Do you understand? Wu Yin nodded and said worriedly, Do you want to reconcile with your parents? After all, it's not your fault. You were forced to do this. Don't. If they knew that Shunyin and I have this kind of relationship, they would probably die of anger. Besides, falling out with them is also to protect them in case Shunyin does something to my parents. Sai, let's not talk about this anymore. I'll go buy breakfast for you. Lu Shuang walked towards the door. Wu Yin held Lu Shuang's arm and said, I should be able to leave the hospital now. Let's go together. All right. Wu Yin went out to find a doctor to write his discharge summary. She dialed Gu Lingqing's number. Hello, Mr. Gu. This is Wu Yin. What is it? Gu Lingqing asked coldly. Hearing his tone, her heart turned cold. She said in a low voice, I'm going through the discharge procedures now. You don't have to come over. I'm already at the door. Tell Xiao Yin. Gu Lingqing hung up the phone after he finished speaking. Wu Yin glanced at his phone. Gu Lingqing's bad temper was really stubborn. He was the one who was wrong. Fine, he was still acting all high and mighty. Wu Yin took a deep breath to regulate her emotions. Go back and drink more water. The wound is already scabbed. If it's itchy, try not to scratch it. I prescribed some vitamins for you to relieve the itching symptoms. Also, don't drink alcohol and eat spicy food. If you have any symptoms of fever, see a doctor immediately, the doctor said. Okay, thank you, doctor. Wu Yin took the discharge summary and went back to the ward. When she passed the elevator, she saw Gu Lingqing and Xiao Yin coming out. Xiao Yin! Gu Yin shouted happily and ran towards Wu Yin. Gu Lingqing frowned slightly. She pulled Gu Yin back and reminded, Auntie. The corners of Wu Yin's mouth curled up as he answered, Yes. Gu Lingqing was speechless. He looked at Wu Yin. Wu Yin's eyelids drooped as he looked at him lazily with a hint of provocation. Gu Lingqing was displeased. Don't you have something to tell Xiao Yin? Wu Yin's eyes dimmed. No matter how he provoked her, she would not be able to defeat him. So what if she had vented her anger? She still had to face the predicament. She squatted down in front of Gu Yin and said gently, Xiao Yin, I'm fine now. I'll be discharged soon. Don't worry about me. You'll be starting school tomorrow. Study hard and improve every day. Xiao Yin looked at Gu Lingqing and asked pitifully, Are you really not going to hire Xiao Yin? She's not suitable. Dad will find you a better one. Gu Lingqing said coldly and resolutely. Wu Yin stood up expressionlessly. Huh. Lu Shuang sneered. I was wondering why he wasn't back yet. Turns out he met a beast. Gu Lingqing glanced at Lu Shuang sharply. Then you should have asked your friend to stay away from me. What I regret the most is that I didn't ask by you to stay away from you. If it wasn't for you, she might not have died, Lu Shuang said angrily. She's dead in your hearts, but not in mine, Gu Lingqing said coldly. You'll regret what you did today one day, Lu Shuang said meaningfully. Really? Gu Lingqing asked and held Gu Yan's hand. Xiao Yin, we should go. Gu Yin looked at Wu Yin. Wu Yin looked at him with a gentle smile. Gu Yin lowered his head and followed Gu Lingqing into the elevator. He turned around and looked at Wu Yin again. Wu Yin was still looking at him with a smile. She waited for the elevator door to close in front of her. If Gu Lingqing knows that you're Lu Shuang. Wu Yin interrupted Lu Shuang, looked at her, and reminded, Don't have such thoughts. Promise me, he will never know. Even if he knows, you won't tell him. Lu Shuang sighed. Let's go. We'll have breakfast first and then send you back to the hotel. I'll go back and make some arrangements. We'll leave for Chile tomorrow. The hotel should have a buffet breakfast at this time. Let's eat in the hotel. Lu Shuang sent Wu Yin to the hotel. When they passed the lobby, the receptionist stopped Wu Yin. Miss Wu, you paid for your room on Saturday. Are you still going to check in today? Didn't I use my credit card? Can I just stay for a few days and pay the bill for a few days? Wu Yin was puzzled. No, a man paid the bill for you until Saturday, the receptionist explained. Wu Yin understood. She and Gu Lingqing had agreed to go to work on Sunday. Gu Lingqing paid for her on Saturday. He was probably investigating her spending power. Got it. I'll stay for one more night. I'll check out tomorrow, Wen Yin said in a low voice. A man paid for you? Who is he? Lu Shuang asked nosily. Wen Yin glanced at Lu Shuang. Gu Lingqing. Oh, him. Then I don't look forward to it at all. Lu Shuang sighed again. They walked to the elevator. Ding! The elevator rang. Su Jiran came out of the elevator with a beautiful woman in his arms. Chapter 337. Aren't you shocked? Her voice is exactly the same as Bai Ye's, Lu Shuang said with a smile, and looked at Su Jiran meaningfully. Su Jiran looked at Lu Shuang, and a lot of information flashed through his mind. Was it Shun Yin who took Bai Ye away? After Bai Ye disappeared, one of my researchers also disappeared. If Bai Ye has been taking the medicine, it's possible for her to survive. You have a rich imagination. Don't try to do anything to my friend, Lu Shuang warned and pulled Wen Yin into the elevator. Su Jiran's chest was moving up and down violently. He looked at Wen Yin's expressionless face. Shock, and in the shock there was also joy in his subconscious. Wen Yin raised his eyes and looked at Su Jiran. His calm eyes were calm. The elevator door closed. Su Jiran's ability is higher than Gu Lingqing's. I was scared to death just now. Touch it. My palms are sweaty, Lu Shuang said with lingering fear. It's useless to be afraid. The calmer you are, the less suspicious he will be. Besides, my bone marrow has been changed. As long as we don't admit it, he will never be able to prove that I am Bai Ye, Wen Yin said rationally. Stay away from him. In my opinion, Su Jiran is scarier than Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing would rather hurt himself than Bai Ye, but Su Jiran would rather hurt Bai Ye than let someone take her away. Besides, you have disappeared for 2 years. Gu Lingqing is still alone, and the women around Su Jiran change every day. No, Gu Lingqing is not alone. He has 2 sons. One of them is not yours. It belongs to Zhou Hailan, and he is no longer your lover. Shuang complained. His and Zhou Hailan's child didn't go through that kind of method. The child directly adopted his DNA. You can't blame him, Wen Yin explained. Look, you're still speaking up for Gu Lingqing. Weren't you quite fierce to him in the hospital just now? Lu Shuang scolded. That's a different matter. What I said is the truth. All right, let's not talk about this anymore. Let's have breakfast first. Wen Yin changed the topic and looked at the red numbers above the elevator. You can check out after breakfast. Stay at my place today so that Su Jiran won't bother you at night, Lu Shuang suggested. Wen Yin nodded. After breakfast, he returned to his room, packed his luggage, and went to the front desk to check out. She went to Lu Shuang's place. Lu Shuang lived in a villa on the hillside. It was a 1-kilometer road from the iron fence to the entrance of the villa. There were 10 guards at the entrance who took turns to change shifts. Within a radius of 10 kilometers, there were real-time surveillance cameras to ensure the safety of a big shot. This place seemed to be heavily guarded. For Lu Shuang, it was just a bigger cage. What do you want for lunch? I'll cook for you, Wen Yin said softly. I really miss your red braised pork and Korean palace cuisine. Later, I'll go to the fridge and have a look. There should be a lot of fresh ingredients. They buy them every day, Lu Shuang said as she stopped at the iron fence. The soldiers would check carefully to make sure that there were no dangerous items or people in the car. Lu Shuang drove to the villa. From afar, Wen Yin heard Xiao Bao's babbling voice. Wen Yin's heart softened a little. In Lu Shuang's villa, there was a housekeeper, a chef, 2 people who took care of Xiao Bao, and 2 people who cleaned the house. The people who cleaned the house were also responsible for the garden. Lu Shuang glanced at Wen Yin and raised his eyebrows. Wen Yin understood and nodded. Shun Yin would not allow Lu Shuang to take Xiao Bao away. So many people here seemed to be taking care of her and Xiao Bao. But in fact, they were all Shun Yin's people. They had to monitor them. Baby Bei, do you miss your mother? Lu Shuang reached out to Xiao Bao. Xiao Bao immediately reached out to Lu Shuang for a hug. Xiao Bao was now 15 months old. He had learned how to walk, although he still stumbled. He could say some 2-word words, such as mom, dad, auntie, grandma, uncle, and so on. He could also say verbs such as want, eat, and play. He was pink and tender, just like Lu Shuang. He looked exactly the same as Lu Shuang when he was young. The only difference was his gender. Wen Yin stood aside and watched Lu Shuang play with Xiao Bao. She smiled. She missed Xiao Yin's childhood. Seeing such a big Xiao Bao acting cute, her heart softened. Lu Shuang played with Xiao Bao for a while and looked at the chef. Henny, you don't need to prepare my lunch today. My friend will do it for me. You just need to prepare others and Xiao Bao's. Henny nodded, indicating that he understood. He went into the kitchen. Let's go and see what ingredients we have. Lu Shuang carried Xiao Bao to the fridge. Wen Yin opened the fridge. There's pork, chicken feet, and breast. I'll make you braised pork, boiled chicken feet, and curry chicken cubes. How about that? I want to eat now. You know, although Henny is from country A, he's been in France for several years. The dishes he makes are all French. I'm not used to it, Lu Shuang complained. Do you want to talk to Shuni Yin and get a chef from country A? Wen Yin suggested. Shuni Yin likes country A. He's so picky. I don't know how his wife can stand him. Lu Shuang rolled his eyes. Eat, eat, eat. Xiao Bao pointed at the Yangli milk in the fridge with his small finger. He was drooling. Hey, you little glutton. I don't know who you look like, but you're drooling when you talk, Lu Shuang said suspiciously, but he still patiently wiped the corner of Xiao Bao's mouth with a tissue. Wen Yin glanced at Lu Shuang. Who does he look like? Hee, isn't he a copy of her? She took out the Yangli milk from the fridge. This needs to be heated up for the young master to drink. Chapter 338. Xiao Yan, it's me, Xiao Yan. Hee, I stole my dad's phone to call you. My dad is in a video conference. Gun Yinji lowered her voice. When Wen Yin heard Gu Yan's voice, her heart warmed as if she was basking in the sun in winter. She couldn't help but smile. What are you doing now? What are you having for lunch? Wen Yin asked with concern. I'm calling you now. I don't know what to have for lunch. Dad will probably take us to a restaurant. Xiao Yan, can I call you often? Gu Yin asked carefully. Of course. After Wen Yin said that, she thought for a moment. You'll be found out sooner or later if you use your dad's phone. It's not safe. I'll go to your house in the afternoon and put the new phone in the shoe cabinet outside your door. You can take it secretly. You can call me when you're not in class. I'll save my phone number inside and help you register a QQ account. That way, we can have a video conference. Yay, that's great. That's a great idea. I'll return the phone now, Gu Yin said happily. Okay. Wen Yin hung up. Lu Shuang had been sizing up Wen Yin. He raised his eyebrows. That kid called you? Yeah. I didn't expect it either. Wen Yin's eyes were smiling. I'm going out this afternoon. Lend me your car. You two really are like mother and son, said Lu Shuang with a sigh. That kid just got to know you, and he already likes you so much. She looked at Xiao Bao, her eyes shining with a dark light. Wen Yin held Lu Shuang's hand. You and Xiao Bao won't be separated. Hee, I hope so. Lu Shuang took another deep breath. He walked to Xiao Bao and rubbed Xiao Bao's pink cheeks. If possible, I want to give him an ordinary family. Because the room was full of Shun Yin's people, Wen Yin didn't say anything. If he said too much, Lu Shuang would be too arrogant, which would be disadvantageous to her. Wen Yin went into the kitchen and prepared lunch. After eating, she drove Lu Shuang's car out. She first applied for a new SIM card at the mobile business hall and bought a new phone. She entered her number and saved it. She also registered a new QQ called Unforgettable. After everything was done, he put his phone on silent mode, put it in his bag, and drove to Gu Lingqing's house. When she got out of the car, she was afraid that she would bump into Gu Lingqing in the elevator. She couldn't explain herself, so she deliberately took the stairs. At the staircase to the 9th floor, she saw 4 men standing at the top of the stairs, staring at Gu Lingqing's house furtively. She had a bad feeling in her heart. She purposely walked to the door opposite Gu Lingqing's and knocked on the door. A beautiful girl opposite opened the door and looked at Wen Yin suspiciously. What's the matter? I'm here to pick up a package, Wen Yin said. No one in my house needs a package, the girl asked in confusion. Wen Yin took a step back and tilted her head to look at the house number. Sorry, I got the wrong house. She knocked on Gu Lingqing's door again. It was Gu Yin who opened the door. He looked at Wu Yin in surprise. When he was about to say something, Wu Yin interrupted loudly. "Little boy, I'm here to pick up a package. Are your parents home?" "Package?" Gu Yin was puzzled and looked at Wu Yin blankly. Wu Yin entered the door and said to Gu Yin in a low voice, "Close the door." Gu Yin obediently closed the door. "Xiao Yin, why are you back?" Wu Yin stuffed the phone into Gu Yin's hand. "Hide it." When Gu Lingqing came out of the study, Wu Yin immediately stood in front of Gu Yin, blocking Gu Lingqing's sight. Because of her guilty conscience, her face was as red as a peach. "Why are you here?" Gu Lingqing asked suspiciously. "When I went back yesterday, I found that the earring was missing. I guess that it might have fallen in your house, so I came to look for it. By the way, when I came up the stairs, I saw 2 people sneaking around at the entrance of the corridor. They were staring at your door. You better find someone to check it out." Wu Yin said the main point of her knocking on the door. If she hadn't found that there was something strange outside, she would have just put the phone in the shoe cabinet outside and left. "You climbed the stairs to the 9th floor?" Gu Lingqing squinted his eyes and examined her. Wu Yin saw that he didn't trust her and was a little annoyed. She really didn't know what was good for her. "I usually climb the stairs to lose weight. Now that your house is being monitored, this is the main point. It's up to you whether you want to investigate or not. Also, call me when you find the earring. I have something to do, so I'll leave first." Wu Yin turned around. Gu Lingqing sneered. "You're young, but you have a big temper. Look for it yourself. If you can't find it, your earring won't be here." Wu Yin looked at him. "I'm sorry, I'm already 28. I'm not young anymore." Gu Lingqing looked at her calmly. "You also know that you're not young anymore, but you're still so hot-tempered. Didn't your past experiences and hardships teach you to be calm? Have you fed them to the dogs?" Wu Yin pursed her lips tightly. She felt that there was a fire rising in her, and there were flames dancing in her eyes. He was scolding her in a roundabout way. He had a problem with her, and whatever she said was wrong. The older she got, the thinner her skin became, and the stronger her self-esteem became. She felt really pissed off, but there was a pent-up anger in her chest that she could not find an outlet for. She did not wear earrings in the first place, and looking for the earring was just an excuse. She did not want to stay there any longer, so she turned around and headed to the kitchen to look for it symbolically. From the corner of her eye, she caught sight of Gu Lingqing at the entrance of the kitchen. Since it's not here, it shouldn't have fallen here. Gu Lingqing reached out and pinched her earlobe. Wu Yin felt a sharp pain on her ear as she instinctively slapped his hand away and glared at him in displeasure. Gu Lingqing was still holding an earring in his hand as he handed it over to her. "Xiao Yin said that there's a pair of earrings in my room. The kids must have seen it and take it to play with." Wu Yin scoffed out. She did not wear earrings at all, and she did not think that given her current relationship with Gu Lingqing, he would go out of his way to buy a pair of earrings for her. As for the kids taking to play with, that was even more impossible. Xiao Yin and Ruoxin were both boys, so why would they play with earrings? Since the earring had fallen in his room, that woman's relationship with him was probably close enough for them to enter the bedroom, or at least have an even more intimate relationship. Wu Yin took off the earring and returned it to Gu Lingqing. "I'm sorry, this pair of earrings isn't mine." Gu Lingqing furrowed his brows. If it wasn't hers, then whose was it? Zhou Hailan did not wear earrings because his skin was prone to allergies. Wu Yin walked past him coldly and stopped in her tracks. There were some things that had to be said. She glanced at Gu Lingqing. Mr. Gu is in the prime of his life, and he's been widowed for many years. It's normal for him to have some physiological needs. But, after all, you have 2 kids in such a small place, and it's not suitable for you to live at home. I suggest that you go to a hotel to relieve yourself. Chapter 339. What does it have to do with you? What does it have to do with you? Along the way, Wu Yin kept thinking about this sentence. She felt sour, angry, and speechless. She felt like she was being pressed by a mountain, and her whole body was trembling. Yes, what does it have to do with me? Even if she was Baiya, she and Gu Lingqing were divorced. It had nothing to do with her what kind of woman Gu Lingqing was looking for. Moreover, she was Wen Yin now. Yet, she still felt sad. Her eyes were stinging, and she wanted to cry. It was so hard to suppress it. She parked the car by the side and leaned on the steering wheel to ease her agitated mood. Knock, knock, knock. There was a knock on the window. Wen Yin looked up and saw it was the traffic police. She opened the window. The traffic police saw that she didn't look well. Are you okay? Did you drink and drive? You can't park here. I didn't drink and drive. I just felt a little uncomfortable just now. I feel much better now. I'll drive away right away, Wen Yin said softly. The traffic police saw that her attitude was good, so they let her go. When Wen Yin returned to Lu Shuang's place, it was already 17 o'clock in the afternoon. Why did you take so long to send me a phone? I was going to call the police if you didn't come back, Lu Shuang said worriedly. There was a small accident, and I was delayed. I'm sorry, Wen Yin said worriedly. You will move out tomorrow. Don't you want to stay a few more nights? Xiao Bao, and I will miss you very much, Lu Shuang said deliberately in front of the housekeeper and the housekeeper. Wen Yin smiled. She immediately understood Lu Shuang's purpose. I've troubled you enough today. By the way, let's take Xiao Bao to the amusement park tomorrow. I know a pretty good amusement park with good hygiene and environment. Wen Yin cooperated and said, That's right. Okay. Lu Shuang held Xiao Bao's soft hand and teased Xiao Bao. Xiao Bao must be bored at home. Tomorrow, Annie will take us out to play. Madam, it's too hot outside. Young master needs to take an afternoon nap. It's not appropriate for him to go out and play, Aunt Zhang advised. Lu Shuang looked at Wen Yin. Is the playground you mentioned indoor or outdoor? I won't go to the outdoor one. It's too hot. Xiao Bao is still Xiao Bao's baby. It's outdoors. It's not far from the hotel I'm staying at tomorrow. We can rest in my hotel after dinner, suggested Wen Yin. The food outside is not clean. Young master is not at the age where he can eat whatever he wants, Aunt Zhang objected again. Then just prepare more milk powder, rice paste, and baby's happy meal. Anyway, little Bao only eats these things at home. Lu Shuang's face turned sullen. Young master is still young. No matter how fun the playground is, it's not suitable for him. Lu Shuang was annoyed. Are you done yet? As Xiao Bao's mother, I want to take Xiao Bao to play. It's not up to you, the nanny, to say anything. I'll take responsibility if anything happens. You're not the one who says you'll take responsibility. Sir has instructed that you can go out for a day or two, but Xiao Bao is not allowed to go out casually, Aunt Zhang said with her head lowered. Lu Shuang understood. She picked up her phone and called Shunyi Yin. Shunyi Yin hung up and didn't pick up. Lu Shuang called again. She didn't care if Shunyi Yin had something important to do or if she hated her. She couldn't wait for Shunyi Yin to hate her and ask her to get lost. She called Shunyi Yin continuously. On the fourth call, Shunyi Yin answered. What's wrong, baby? I'm at the reception now. It sounded like Shunyi Yin was in a good mood. She didn't lose her temper. Lu Shuang shuddered. Who's your baby? Don't be so disgusting. Shunyi Yin chuckled and asked knowingly, Who made you angry? Lu Shuang took a deep breath and tried to calm herself down. I'm going to take Xiao Bao and Wen Yin to the playground tomorrow. When I come back at night, let me and Xiao Bao out. Okay, take Aunt Zhang and Aunt Yang with you. They'll help you take care of Xiao Bao. You'll have time to chat with your best friend, Shunyi Yin said straightforwardly. Lu Shuang pursed her lips tightly. She didn't want Aunt Zhang and Aunt Yang to go with her. They were there to keep an eye on her. She wanted to go abroad with Wen Yin for a month. But if she said directly that she didn't want to take them with her, Shunyi Yin would definitely be suspicious. Why don't you say anything? Are you not satisfied with my arrangement? Don't tell me you have other plans? When she said the last sentence, Shunyi Yin's tone became cold. Lu Shuang felt his blood run cold. Shunyi Yin had been a bad girl since she was a child. She didn't have any accidents when she grew up. Since you've arranged it like this, even if I don't like it, can you change it according to my preferences? Lu Shuang asked. No. Shunyi Yin refused directly. But you can ask me for a gift. I'll give it to you when I return home. Will you give me any gift I want? Lu Shuang asked again. Of course not. In fact, you can only take whatever gift I give you. Hee. Shunyi Yin's mood brightened. Hee. Lu Shuang also laughed. His laughter was cold, with a bit of mockery and perfunctory tone. She directly hung up the phone. Pooh, I don't care what you give me. Wu Yin looked at Lu Shuang worriedly. He didn't agree. He agreed. Let Aunt Zhang and Aunt Yang go with us. Lu Shuang helplessly held Wu Yin's hand and ordered Henny, send dinner to my room. Yes. She took Wu Yin to the room, locked the door, and complained, Shun Yin is a fascist. He deliberately asked Aunt Zhang and Aunt Yang to spy on us. What a jerk. Tomorrow, you take Xiao Bao to the toilet and then leave through the elevator. Wait for me at the airport. I wonder why you haven't come back yet. It's better to do it half an hour before boarding the plane. That way, it'll be easier for you to run away. Wu Yin suggested. That's the only way. What about the luggage? Are you going to check into the hotel first and then check out? Lu Shuang asked. Let's go to the amusement park first. You guys play first. I said I'm going to the hotel, but in fact, I'm going to check my luggage at the airport. I remember that the airport doesn't allow big things to be brought on the plane, and the check-in has to be done 1 hour in advance. Lu Shuang thought for a while. Forget it. We'll just carry a backpack for summer clothes. When we arrive in Country X, we'll buy new clothes. It'll save us some trouble. That's good. Go to bed early tonight. Tomorrow, we'll have the chance to escape and then go abroad to make trouble. Wu Yin lay on Lu Shuang's bed. Go abroad to make trouble. I like this sentence. Lu Shuang also lay next to Wu Yin with a smile and turned on the TV. The news was on. Chapter 340. What's wrong? Lu Shuang asked worriedly. Room 901, Block 82 of Wisteria Garden, is where Gu Lingqing lives. Wu Yin murmured. Her heart was beating fast, and the person she met at the entrance of the corridor flashed through her mind. She felt restless, got up from the bed, and subconsciously dialed Gu Lingqing's number. She wanted to know if they were safe. The phone rang, and she remembered Gu Lingqing's words. What does it have to do with you? She hung up the phone again. Not only would Gu Lingqing not tell her, but he would also scold her and even suspect her. Maybe she should call Xiao Yin? But if Xiao Yin was by Gu Lingqing's side, wouldn't she be exposed? The phone rang. She saw that it was Gu Lingqing calling back. Her back stiffened, and she swallowed her saliva. What's the matter? Gu Lingqing asked coldly. His voice was low and hoarse, as if he was suppressing his temper that was about to explode. Have you found the owner of the earring? Wu Yin found a topic and asked. The girl opposite me. She came to play last time and left it at my place. Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Oh, Wu Yin answered, lowered her eyes, and thought of the beautiful girl opposite Gu Lingqing's house. She would come to his room to play. It seemed that they had a good relationship. Is there anything else? No more hanging up. Gu Lingqing said coldly and harshly. She heard the impatience in his tone. He was already impatient with her, so why was she afraid that he would suspect her? I saw the news on TV that your house was on fire. Is your family okay? First of all, the fire at my house has nothing to do with you. Secondly, don't you think that you care too much? With your identity, even if my house is on fire, the safety of my family has nothing to do with you. Gu Lingqing said coldly. Wu Yin held the phone tighter. She took a deep breath and then another deep breath. She knew that she would get such an answer when she called Gu Lingqing. Seeing that she informed him that he was being monitored, he shouldn't have such an attitude. Unfortunately, there was no such thing as should or shouldn't in this world. The only thing that mattered was whether others wanted to or not. I really don't see eye to eye with you. Wu Yin hung up the phone and threw on the bed. Lu Shuang looks at Wu Yin. Are you mad at Gu Lingqing again? Gu Lingqing's personality is like that. Back then, when I was in the military, I always took a detour when I saw him from afar. His temper is unusually bad. I really don't understand how you could fall in love with someone like him. He's a little gentler. It doesn't match at all. Wu Yin lowered her eyes. The scene of him sacrificing himself to save her flashed across her mind, and the scene of him smiling at her. Her emotions gradually calmed down. He treats me well, Wu Yin said softly and sat next to Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang denied it with a smile. He placed his hand on Wu Yin's shoulder and said bluntly, That's because the Su Jiron you met was worse. So, as long as there's a man who's slightly better than Su Jiron, you'll feel good. Wu Yin's eyes became misty. She fell onto the bed and stared at the white ceiling. Was it because she and Gu Lingqing hadn't seen each other for too long? It had been so long that she had forgotten how much they loved each other in the past. Her heart was aching because of the memories, the reality, and the helplessness. It was so painful that she closed her eyes. Tears flowed out and wet her cheeks. Xiaobai, are you crying? Are you still in love with Gu Lingqing? Lu Shuang asked, his heart aching. Wu Yin opened her eyes. Her eyes were red. She smiled. I'm crying because I'm reminded of the past. There's no love in my heart anymore. You know, don't be so pessimistic. There's a cure for your illness. You had to take injections every month in the beginning. Now, you don't have to take injections for half a year. Science is improving. As for your physique, you'll slim down after you stop taking the injections. I think you're much thinner than you were 2 months ago. Lu Shuang encouraged. Wu Yin smiled. She didn't care about her physique or her appearance. She wanted to be healthy. But if she couldn't even be healthy, she would just go with the flow. She wouldn't force it. After experiencing life and death a few times, she might have seen through it. Her phone rang. She saw that it was Gu Lingqing and picked it up suspiciously. What's wrong? I feel that there's still something unsaid. Gu Lingqing said in a low voice. Say it. You won't be able to hear anything good from Mr. Gu. Wu Yin was mentally prepared. Today, a girl from the other side came over to play. I want to deal with the people who are watching me outside. The girl made wontons for the children, but I forgot about it and caused a fire. Fortunately, it's not serious. Thank you for telling me that there's someone watching me. But this matter ends here. In the future, there's no need to contact me again. Gu Lingqing said coldly. Got it. Wu Yin hung up the phone in front of him and pulled Gu Lingqing's number into the blacklist. Lu Shuang looked at Wu Yin. Are you sure you won't contact him again? I came back to take care of Xiaoyan. Not seeing Gu Lingqing might be a good thing, Wu Yin said calmly. Lu Shuang hugged Wu Yin's shoulders tightly, as though she was giving her a powerful comfort. You will find someone better, someone more suitable for you. After suffering comes happiness. In the future, there will definitely be a man as gentle as water who will care for you and protect you. Wu Yin just smiled. She really couldn't love anymore, but Lu Shuang meant well. She didn't want Lu Shuang to worry. Henny sent their dinner to the room. After they finished eating, they coaxed the child for a while. When the child went to sleep, they went to sleep too. Wu Yin lay in bed for 2 hours, but she couldn't fall asleep. She didn't want to wake Lu Shuang up by tossing and turning, so she got up and went out. She sat at the door and looked up at the sky. There was no moon or stars in the sky. It was close to September, and there was still the warmth of summer. The chirping of the insects was especially loud in the quiet space. But there was also a sense of loneliness. Mosquitoes flew around her, but they didn't bite her. The corners of Wu Yin's mouth twitched. Her blood was full of viruses, but it was good for her too. Mosquitoes didn't dare to get close to her. She leaned against the doorsill and looked into the distance quietly, 7 in the morning. Gu Lingqing received the video, taken by Ning. She saw Wu Yin sitting quietly at the door. Most of the time, she was in a daze. Occasionally, she would smile as if she was thinking of something happy. But sometimes, she would cry as if she was thinking of something sad. Gu Lingqing's gaze was deep. She made a call and said in a low voice, How long has she been sitting at the door? From 11 p.m. until 3:20 p.m. in Ling City. She only returned to her room after that. There's something I'm very curious about, and Ning reported. What is it? Gu Lingqing was puzzled. Chapter 341. Apart from that, is there anything special? Did she ever see any special people or do any special things? Gu Lingqing asked. He didn't think that there was anything special about not being bitten by mosquitoes. Because he had 2 children, he would stick mosquito repellent on them when he brought them out. It was quite effective. Not yet. Do you need us to follow them? And Ying's men asked. Gu Lingqing was silent for 3 seconds. He looked at Xiao Yin, who was brushing his teeth, and said in a deep voice, "Not for now. Thank you." There was a knock on the door. Gu Lingqing opened the door. Song Shiyu stood at the door and smiled lovingly. "Is Xiaoyan awake?" Gu Lingqing nodded. "He's brushing his teeth now. Xiao Xian must be awake already. They have class at 8:30, and the teacher wants them to be there before 8:20. Leave the children to me. Don't worry. You should have come to me earlier. Nannies are not as considerate as family," Song Shiyu said. "I'm busy these days. I have to go abroad to deal with some things. When I'm back, I'll find someone to take care of them and then move out." "Thank you for taking care of them these days," Gu Lingqing said indifferently. "Why are you moving out? Don't you trust me to take care of them?" Song Shiyu was unhappy. "I will come back one day. I think the children will move out one day too. You'll be even more reluctant then," Gu Lingqing said straightforwardly. Song Shiyu tightened his grip. "Lingqing, be realistic. Bai won't come back." A sharp light flashed in Gu Lingqing's eyes. He said with determination, "Certainty and certainty, she will come back." Song Shiyu sighed. Gu Lingqing had been drinking and smoking so much that his stomach was bleeding. She didn't want to agitate him anymore. She said nothing and turned to leave. Wen Yin slept until 8 o'clock. She opened her eyes and saw Lu Shuang looking at her. "You're awake," Lu Shuang greeted. "What time is the flight?" Wen Yin asked and sat up. 11:10 in the morning. "I booked first-class seats for you and me, and the disposable dental tools are already in the washroom," Lu Shuang said with a smile. "Give me 5 minutes." Wen Yin went to the bathroom, brushed his teeth, washed his face, put on some honey lotion, and tied his hair into a ponytail. Lu Shuang crossed his arms and leaned against the doorframe. He looked at Wen Yin and said enviously, "You're really a natural beauty. You don't even need to put on makeup, and you're already stunning." "Are you talking about my body shape?" Wen Yin walked out of the bathroom. "No, don't belittle yourself. You have a small face. Just by looking at your face, I can tell that you weigh only about 50 pounds. Lu Shuang held Wen Yin's hand. "According to your description, isn't my body proportions uncoordinated?" Lu Shuang slapped his own mouth and apologized. "I didn't mean that. I just think you're pretty." "I wasn't born with it," Wen Yin said lightly. Lu Shuang looked at Wen Yin and said, "You used to be pretty too. Let's go, my dear Shuang. We don't have much time to waste." Wen Yin ended the topic. They went straight to the amusement park. It took 1.5 hours to get to the amusement park from Lu Shuang's place. Lu Shuang glanced at the time in the car. He frowned and looked at Wen Yin. Wen Yin nodded slightly. "Xiaoyan, which floor is the amusement park on?" "I'll take my son to the washroom first," Lu Shuang said. "The 5th floor, the furthest side. Young master, leave the changing of diapers to me. I'm the one who does it," Auntie Zhang said with a smile. "All right, come with me," Lu Shuang said. The corners of her mouth curled up slightly as she scoffed. When they arrived at the parking lot, Lu Shuang brought Xiaobao down first. Auntie Zhang immediately followed them. Lu Shuang brought the child to the washroom and threw the diapers into the washroom. After that, she rummaged through the bag and asked, "You didn't bring the diapers?" Auntie Zhang was surprised. "I did." She also rummaged through the bag, but she couldn't find the diapers. "I'll call Auntie Yang and ask her to buy them," Auntie Zhang said. "Hurry up. Don't let Xiao Bao catch a cold." Lu Shuang carried Xiao Bao. Auntie Zhang called Auntie Yang, but she couldn't get through. She called 3 times, but still couldn't get through. "Did you get through?" Lu Shuang urged impatiently. "Maybe they're still in the parking lot." "There's no signal," Auntie Zhang explained. "It's been 10 minutes. How could they not be out of the parking lot? Hurry up and buy the diapers." "There's a supermarket on the 1st floor," Lu Shuang ordered. Auntie Zhang glanced at Xiao Bao and said worriedly, "Why don't we go together? It'll be faster if we buy the diapers." Xiao Bao is so shameless. "There's no washroom on the 1st floor. There's only one on the 2nd floor. You know Xiao Bao's identity. Hurry up and go. I should ask Shani Yin to fire you," Lu Shuang said angrily on purpose. "All right, madam. Wait for me here," Auntie Zhang said and went out quickly. Lu Shuang stretched her neck and saw Auntie Zhang go down to the 1st floor. She smiled slyly. She went down the stairs of the emergency passage and rushed to the road. She called a taxi and called Wu Nian. Then she hung up and said to the driver, "Please go to the east gate. I need to pick up my friend." The taxi drove to the east gate, and Wu Nian came out. Lu Shuang waved his hand. Wu Nian got in the car immediately. "Sir, take me to the airport as fast as you can. I'll give you 100 as a tip." Lu Shuang patted the seat where the driver was sitting and said, "Okay." The driver started the car. Lu Shuang let out a sigh of relief. "Do you know how difficult it is to deal with Annie Zhang? She won't leave Xiaobao. No wonder she's his henchman. Annie Yang is fine. I told her that my phone was out of battery and asked her to lend it to me. She lent it to me immediately. I blacklisted Annie Zhang. I guess I'm gonna die of anger." Ha 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 ha. Lu Shuang laughed and leaned back on the seat. Wu Nian took out a diaper from his bag and handed it to Lu Shuang. "Hurry up and use it on Xiaobao. Otherwise, you'll be in deep sorrow soon." Oh. Lu Shuang used the diaper on Xiaobao and said to Xiaobao happily, "Mommy, I'll take you to play outside." Xiaobao seemed to understand. He pointed outside and said, outside, Mommy. Mommy, outside, play." Lu Shuang smiled and tickled Xiaobao. Xiaobao also giggled. They got on the plane at the last 10 minutes. Lu Shuang leaned back on the first-class seat comfortably. A tall man walked into the first-class cabin. He was wearing a black suit and a blue spiral tie. He had a well-defined face and brown hair. His blue eyes were like amber, pure and attractive. "Xiaoyan, that man over there is so handsome. He's a foreigner. Can you guess which country he's from?" Lu Shuang asked Wu Nian beside him. Chapter 342. Shinian looked at her coldly. Lu Shuang didn't know what to say. She was afraid that the air would suddenly become so quiet that it made her hair stand on end. This kind of cold violence was like a low pressure, making it hard for her to breathe. She looked at him and said, "I'm just out for a few days." "What are you doing? Playing for a few days or a few months?" "Lu Shuang, I know what you're thinking if you blink. Don't play tricks in front of me," Shinian said angrily. Lu Shuang slammed the coffee table and said, "What's wrong with me playing for a few months? Can I? Only high-ranking officials like you are allowed to do whatever you want, but I'm not allowed to light a lamp." "Are you trying to light a lamp? You're rebelling," Shinian said sternly. "So what if I'm rebelling? You want to kill me? Come and kill me." Lu Shuang was so angry that her eyes were burning. Shinian held her chin with too much force, causing the flesh on both sides of her face to bulge. Lu Shuang struggled to get rid of his hand. The more she turned her head, the more her face hurt. It was so painful that her face felt numb. She glared at Shun Yin angrily. "Move again. Why aren't you moving?" Shun Yin asked. Lu Shuang pursed her lips. Although she didn't move, her eyes were filled with silent protest. Shun Yin lowered his head and kissed her on the lips. Lu Shuang pushed him, but he didn't budge. She was so anxious that her nose was covered in sweat. Shinian kissed her for 3 minutes before letting her go. The two of them stared at each other. "Can you be a little more obedient? You've already given birth to my child, but you only know how to run away." Shinian frowned and said. Speaking of the child, Lu Shuang felt even more wronged. Her eyes became misty. He raped her and made it look like he had taken protection. Otherwise, she would have taken a medicine. After she knew that the child was his, she did not want it, and he sent people to arrest her. It wasn't easy for her to be rescued, but he used Baiya's life to threaten her, so she could only stay by his side. God knew how unwilling she was. The person she hated the most was Shunian. She hated him when she was young, and hated him even more when she grew up. Seeing that she was about to cry, Shunian couldn't bear to let go of her hand. She frowned and said, "If you had been a little more obedient, I wouldn't have hurt you. Now you deserve it." Lu Shuang clenched his fists and held back his tears stubbornly. He complained, "I just want to go out and play. Why don't you let me? I want to go out and play. I'm alone at home every day. It's like I'm locked in a cage. If you're not crazy, I'm going crazy. I don't object if you want to go out and play, but what if you get kidnapped when you go out without any preparation? Once the arrangements are made, I will naturally bring you out," Shun Yin promised. "Why do I get kidnapped when I go out?" Why do I have to live in fear? I don't even have freedom. There are people watching me at home and outside. What's the difference between this and a kidnapping? The more Lu Shuang spoke, the sadder and more aggrieved she felt. You are my woman, and Xiao Bao is my son. They are not watching you, but protecting you. Really? I have to report everything I do. Is this protection? I don't have freedom of movement. Is this protection? If a person's freedom is restricted, then I might as well die. A cold light flashed across Shun Yin's eyes. She held Lu Shuang's shoulder and said, "What are you talking about? Tell me properly." The evil aura around him was too scary. It was even scarier than death. Lu Shuang pursed her lips and clenched her fists so tightly that her nails dug into her palms. Could she really die? No. If she died, Shun Yin would definitely not save Wen Yin. She was just too emotional and said too much. But the words that she said were like spilled water. It was hard to take back what was spilled. I want to go out and play. Lu Shuang lowered her head. In the end, she felt so wrong that she couldn't even express her true thoughts. She shed tears. Seeing her cry, Shun Yin's hard heart softened. She wiped her tears with her thumb and said softly, "Why are you crying like a child? You are the mother of my child now. You are the president of a country. You said you were going to have a friendly interview with the M Nation, but in the blink of an eye, you came to catch me." Lu Shuang wiped her tears handsomely. "So, you deliberately ran out when I was not here?" Shun Yin narrowed her eyes and looked at her. She didn't deny it and asked, "If you were in the country, would you allow me to go abroad?" Shun Yin curled his lips and answered with certainty, "Of course not." Lu Shuang didn't want to look at his annoying face anymore. She was afraid that if she looked at him again, her fists would be flying before her head. So she turned around and turned her back to Shun Yin. Shun Yin looked at the back of her head and said, "You really just want to go out and play, not run away?" "Firstly, if I were to run away, I definitely wouldn't use my passport. I would make it so that you wouldn't be able to find me and know where I went. Secondly, Xiaobai still depends on you to cure him. I'm not a person who goes back on his word." Lu Shuang said without turning her head. Shun Yin's heart tightened, and his dark eyes became darker, as if there was a scar hidden in them. If he couldn't find Lu Shuang, he would probably go crazy. "Don't say that I didn't give you a chance. Turn around and look at me," Shun Yin said with a deep voice. Lu Shuang turned around and looked at him. "I will give you a task. If you do it, I will allow you to go out and play with your best friend for a month. I will reimburse you for the expenses." Shun Yin said. "What task?" Lu Shuang's hope was ignited. "There will be an auction the day after tomorrow. I want you to buy an oil painting called Girl in Dreams with a price between 1 million to 8 million. I will give you 10 million, and you can take the remaining 2 million if you see anything that you like." Lu Shuang didn't think that Shun Yin was so easy to talk to. "How much is the starting bid for that oil painting? If you can't get it, you are not allowed to have other requests. It should be starting at 500,000. Shun Yin curled her lips and became coquettish, full of sexiness. "You are mine. What request do you think I will have?" Lu Shuang felt that Shun Yin's eyes were too dangerous. Wen Yin is still out there. I will go and find her. She had just put her hand on the handle when Shun Yin held her hand and pulled her into his arms. "Aren't you blaming me for not keeping you company? Today and tomorrow, my time is all yours." What did she blame him for not keeping her company? She wished that he would never have time. "Okay? Go away, it's too hot." Lu Shuang pushed her. Shun Yin hugged him even tighter. "In order to come to see you, I turned down the kindness of the king of Country M. He wants to give me 10 beautiful women. Do you have any reward for me?" "Yes, please go back to Country M immediately and accept the kindness of the king," Lu Shuang said bluntly. As soon as he finished speaking, Shun Yin lowered his head and kissed her. Chapter 343. Are you sure? He's so handsome and pleasing to the eye. Xiao Nian, go and hook up with him. You used to study in America, and your English is pretty good. You should be able to communicate with him easily, Lu Shuang said excitedly. The foreign man smiled and looked in their direction. He nodded like a gentleman. "He greeted me. He looks even better when he smiles." Xiaoyan, go and have a try. It's nice to have such a brother-in-law. Lu Shuang smiled. Don't worry. I'm not interested in a foreign relationship. I'm going to sleep for a while. Wake me up when we're almost there. Wu Yin closed her eyes dispiritedly. Lu Shuang saw that Wu Yin had really closed her eyes. If the emperor was not anxious, the eunuch would be anxious. If Wu Yin did not take the initiative, there was nothing she could do. The plane ascended. Lu Shuang saw that the foreign man was clutching his chest in pain. He took out an asthma spray from his bag. Lu Shuang sighed regretfully. He was a handsome man. He was tall and had an elegant and noble temperament. It was a pity that he had asthma. Asthma could not be cured. He seemed to be in a serious condition. The plane continued to ascend. Sir, are you okay? The stewardess walked to the foreign man and asked in English. The man shook his head. I'm fine. He was speaking in Chinese. This time, Lu Shuang was embarrassed. He had heard everything she had said just now. It was embarrassing. The plane flew for 4.5 hours. When it started to descend, Lu Shuang heard the heavy breathing of the foreign man again. She turned around and looked at the foreign man. He was inhaling the spray, but it did not seem to be getting better. He was coughing, and his chest was pressing down. It was difficult for him to breathe, and his lips were turning purple. Xiaoyan, look. Is he dying? Lu Shuang pushed Wu Yin worriedly. Wu Yin woke up. She opened her eyes and looked at the foreign man. The foreign man was frowning and pressing down on his chest. It was not normal. Wu Yin rushed over and untied the foreign man's clothes. Miss, the plane is descending now. Please take a seat. The stewardess came over and said, he has a pneumothorax. We need to deal with it in time. Otherwise, it will be very dangerous. Broadcast it to see if there is a doctor in this field on the plane. In addition, we need a needle. Use alcohol to disinfect it first, Wu Yin said urgently. The stewardess saw that the foreign man really needed emergency treatment, so she hurriedly went to broadcast. Wu Yin comforted her. Don't worry. Take a deep breath, don't move, and don't be nervous. If there's no doctor, I know this too. You'll be fine. The foreign gentleman stared at Wu Yin, much calmer than before. The stewardess came over with a sterilized needle. It has been broadcast. Unfortunately, there is no doctor on this plane. Wu Yin picked up the needle and pierced the foreign man's chest. The foreigner took a sharp breath. Wu Yin pulled out the needle. The foreign man could breathe normally again. Wu Yin looked at the stewardess and asked, how long until we reach the ground? There's still 15 minutes left, the stewardess said. Please call for an ambulance from the hospital to send him to the hospital. Is that okay? Wu Yin said calmly. I'll do it right away. The stewardess went to the cockpit. The foreign man held Wu Yin's hand. Wu Yin looked at him. Don't worry. I've already used a pleural puncture to release the air. You need to go to the hospital for a further examination to make sure you're fine. Under normal circumstances, you'll be fine after 3 days of rest. Can you leave your phone number for me? I want to thank you, the foreign man said in fluent Mandarin. Wu Yin smiled and shook his head. Even if it wasn't you, I would have saved someone else. If there were other doctors here, they would have saved you too. So, you don't need to thank me. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. Don't talk too much and rest. Wu Yin stood up and returned to his seat. Why don't you give him your number? It'll be good if there's a chance to contact him in the future, Lu Shuang said in a low voice. I'm not interested in a foreign relationship. Don't do anything like that, Shuang Niu. Wu Yin rejected and looked out of the window. The plane had already passed through the clouds. They could see the entire X-city of Country X. Other than the skyscrapers, there was also the Blue Bay. It was not a bad place to spend a holiday. Don't you need to go through immigration procedures to come here? Wu Yin asked. No need. I quarreled with Shan Yin previously and insisted on going out to work. He arranged a position for me in Country X. I can come and go freely in Country X. I'll go to the company later to steal the official seal. I can go to more than 10 countries. They're all branches of Shan Yin's overseas companies all over the world. I'll do that for you too. Good friend, let's share our blessings. If there's a place, let's go together, Lu Shuang said casually. Okay, Wu Yin replied. Shan Yin was the president of Country A. There were some privileges that she couldn't think of, but there was nothing that he couldn't do. The plane landed. The paramedics in the ambulance carried the foreign gentleman away on a stretcher. Lu Shuang carried the child and walked in front happily. They didn't have any luggage and went straight out. Four tall men stood in front of them. Lu Shuang raised his head in surprise and looked at them. His face instantly turned pale. "Onifa, why are you here?" Onifa looked troubled. "Madam, sir is very angry. Isn't Shunyin in country M?" Lu Shuang was puzzled. Onifa made way for them. Lu Shuang saw a black Lincoln limousine with black windows. There were more than 20 guards standing around the limousine, so that not even a fly could fly past within a radius of 100 meters. She had a bad feeling about this. The car door was opened by a chauffeur wearing white gloves. Shunyin sat on the sofa inside and looked at her deeply as if he was looking at her. His facial muscles were tight, and he was about to explode. The black suit made him look more serious and reserved than usual. It also restrained his ruffian nature and made him look intimidating. Lu Shuang knew that he had been caught in the act. He simply gave up and said, "I just want to come out to play. Why are you angry? Get in the car," Shunyin said coldly. Lu Shuang turned his face away. "I've been on the plane for a few hours. I'm very tired. I don't want to get in the car. Get in the car. I don't want to say it a third time. You can't afford to disobey me," Shunyin said sternly. Lu Shuang glared at Shunyin. She still remembered when they were both in primary school. Her father was the director of the hospital. His father was just a businessman. She was stronger than him. Even if he bullied her, she could still fight back. More than 20 years had passed. Her father was still the director of the hospital. His father was already the president, and he even made her the president. She felt that she had lost to her father, so her morale was low. She got in the car and preemptively said, "Xiao Bao is watching you. If you bully me, he will remember it in his heart." Shunyin waved her hand. Annie Zhang and Annie Yang came over and carried Xiao Bao away. Chapter 344. By the time Lu Shuang got out of the car, they were already at Shunyan's secret villa in City X. She glanced around, frowned, and looked at Shunyan. "Where are Xiaoyan and Xiao Bao? Where did you take them?" Shunyan got out of the car, put his hands in his pockets, and glanced at the house. Lu Shuang rolled his eyes at him and walked into the villa. He was annoyed when he did not see Wu Nian and Xiao Bao. Shunyan was like this every time. Wu Nian was her friend, but whenever he appeared, he would drive Wu Nian away. He did not respect people at all, nor did he respect her. But even so, she could not do anything about it. She kicked the sofa to vent her anger, but it was her foot that was hurting. She was really angry. She turned around and looked at Shunyan, who was walking in, and asked, "Where's my friend? Didn't you say he was in the villa? Where's Xiao Bao?" "Xiao Bao is your child. You can't see him either." Shunyan sat down on the sofa and patted the back of the sofa lazily, indicating for her to sit down. Lu Shuang refused to sit down and said impatiently, "Hurry up and say it." Shunyan pursed his lips and did not say a word. He looked at her with an oppressive gaze, as if telling her that the more she disobeyed him, the less she could get what she wanted. Lu Shuang was helpless. He put himself on the sofa unwillingly and did not want to look at Shunyan. "You can say it now." He got closer to her and put his hand on the back of the sofa. His breath got closer and he locked his gaze on her face. "Did you feel comfortable just now?" Lu Shuang sneered. He insisted on doing that kind of thing in the car. She asked him to look at her phone, but he did not look at it. She was not willing to do it, and he wanted to fly to a place where Shunyan could never find him. And he asked her if she felt comfortable. Shouldn't I be the one asking if you're comfortable?" Lu Shuang said unhappily. Shunyan smiled and looked at her with a burning gaze. Her voice was a little hoarse. "It's quite comfortable." Lu Shuang glared at him. This person was really thick-skinned. She had seen him since he was young, and he was bad from the beginning to the end. Why was she so unhappy? She was so angry that she curved her eyes and said with a smile, "President, your skills are not good enough. You need to improve." "Ha ha." Shunyan was not angry. Instead, she laughed arrogantly and held her hand. "Teach me then." Lu Shuang was speechless. She could teach him to sit on the toilet. Lu Shuang stopped talking. He pursed his lips and stared at Shunyin. If looks could kill, Shunyin would have died hundreds of times. He squeezed her hand. Don't you want to know where your friend is? Lu Shuang smiled bitterly. Shunyin always knew her weakness. No matter how angry she was, how much she complained, and how much she hated her, it was useless. I asked you, but you won't tell me. Lu Shuang said bitterly. His heart was sour and bitter. Kiss me, and I will tell you. Shunyin smiled wickedly. She had been kissed by him forcefully before, but she had never taken the initiative to kiss him. She did not want to, and she was not willing to. Don't ever say yes. Lu Shuang stood up and walked out. Shunyin was helpless. She dashed forward and hugged her from behind. You are so impatient. We haven't seen each other for a few days, and you don't want to have a good time with me. You're only worried about your friend. If your friend is not a girl, I will definitely be jealous. Lu Shuang's eyes turned red. You dealt with my friend the moment you appeared. I really don't know why I should have a good time with you. Shunyin, you are so high and mighty now. Even if you do something wrong, no one will dare to blame you. But if you do this, don't expect me to treat you sincerely. It is impossible. Ever. Shunyin saw that she was serious and frowned. She felt a little down and turned her body to face him. Lu Shuang lowered his head. The more he thought about it, the more pessimistic he became. The more he thought about it, the more he wanted to leave. Annie Zhang and Annie Yang have brought Xiao Bao over. He is sleeping now. Recently, the research team has developed a new drug, and it is effective on animals. Your friend is going to try this new drug. If it goes well, she will be able to recover, Shunyin explained. Lu Shuang raised her head and looked at him. She grabbed his arm excitedly. Really? Xiao Bai can be saved? Once Xiao Bai recovered, she could really consider leaving Shunyin. Shunyin looked at Lu Shuang's eyes. Don't forget what you promised me. You will stay by my side forever. Lu Shuang smiled and nodded his head without sincerity. That's great, that's great. Ha ha ha, I want to go see her. I want to go now. Shunyin, can you send me there? Just based on your performance? Lu Shuang was elated. This was the best news she had heard in the past few years. She kissed Shunyin's face quickly. Shunyin was stunned on the spot. There seemed to be an electric current flashing through the place where she kissed just now. This electric current went straight to his heart, creating ripples. He looked at her and couldn't help but soften his gaze. Lu Shuang pulled him away. Can we go now? Shunyin allowed her to pull him to the door. There were 2 rows of soldiers standing at the door like statues. Shunyin came out and greeted in unison. Good day, President. Shunyin only had eyes for Lu Shuang. She didn't even nod her head. Lu Shuang pulled him to the front of the car and looked at him eagerly. Shunyin chuckled. His eyes were still locked on her. She made a gesture, and Anafu went forward to listen. Go to the research lab, Shunyin ordered. Yes. Anafu immediately went to make arrangements. The driver opened the back door. Lu Shuang quickly got into the car. Shunyin sat next to her. Anafu sat in the front passenger seat and the driver drove. Behind the car, there were 3 cars, all of which were personal guards. Lu Shuang craned his neck to look in front. She saw that the car didn't leave the manor. Instead, it went to the northernmost corner of the manor. There were 4 guards at the door of a house. She guessed that it was there. As soon as the car stopped, she opened the door and rushed over. But she was stopped by the guards. Lu Shuang turned around and looked at Shunyin. Let her in, Shunyin ordered. The guards immediately stopped and stood aside respectfully. Lu Shuang rushed in. Shunyin stood at the door and looked at Lu Shuang's back. She asked Anafu, Did you follow my orders? Yes. Anafu nodded respectfully. Shunyin's eyes darkened. She nodded and walked to the research lab. Lu Shuang found Wu Nian lying on the white bed. He ran over happily. Shunyin said that she developed the antidote. Is that true? I just injected it. I need a rest for 4 hours. I will draw my blood for testing after that, Wu Nian said calmly. Do you feel any discomfort? Is it painful? Numb? Sore? Chest tightness? Nausea? Dizzy? Is your breathing smooth? Lu Shuang asked anxiously. Wu Nian shook her head and smiled. She held Lu Shuang's hand. There is no special reaction at the moment. Chapter 345. Wu Nian knew what Lu Shuang meant. Lu Shuang advocated freedom the most. Because he loved freedom, he could leave the protection of his parents and rent a house outside. Because he loved freedom, he could leave his previous stable job in the gynecology and obstetrics department without hesitation. For her sake, he compromised and stayed by Shan Yin's side for 2 years. It will definitely start. Wu Nian comforted her. Start what? Shen Yin walked in and glanced at Wu Nian, then at Lu Shuang's face. Do you want to listen to us girls talking? Shen Yin, you can be a woman in your next life. No, you can be a woman in this life. Medical science is very advanced now. Lu Shuang didn't answer her. Shen Yin walked to her side and looked at her with drooping eyes. She said naturally, if I become a woman, what will you use in the future? Your fingers are not as effective as mine. Lu Shuang, her face instantly turned red. Shen Yin was too shameless. She said this in the crowd. Lu Shuang leaned against Wu Nian's bed lazily. He smiled and said slowly, don't worry. It's hard to find a two-legged toad with a wave of my hand, but it's easy to find a two-legged man. Shen Yin's face instantly turned livid. She narrowed her eyes and said sternly, what did you say? Lu Shuang was angry when he saw her. Shen Yin was quite scary when she was angry, but she didn't want to show weakness. Are your ears bad? Shen Yin sneered. Don't worry. If I become a woman, I will definitely make you a man. I will let you work hard in the future. You are so naughty, and I am also very tired. I have to do physical and mental work, and I have to make you comfortable. Shen Yin's words became more and more flirtatious. She looked at Lu Shuang with burning eyes, full of possessiveness. Lu Shuang was not as thick-skinned as him. Get out. I want to chat with Wu Nian. I'll give you 1 hour. Shen Yin said coldly. Then, she turned around and left. Wu Nian looked at Shen Yin's back and frowned. If Shen Yin was not the president and was not married, she might really match them. After all, both of them had Xiao Bao's baby. It was a pity that Shen Yin was not qualified to get married. Seeing that Shen Yin had left, Lu Shuang hurriedly closed the door and locked it. Hearing the sound of the door being locked, Shen Yin frowned and turned around. I'm going to sleep with Wu Nian today. Don't wait for me in an hour, Lu Shuang said with his hands on his waist. Hearing that there was no sound outside, he turned around and sat on Wu Nian's bed. Xiao Yin, let me tell you, if you can recover, I might really be able to go far away, Lu Shuang said excitedly. She had always been straightforward, and her temper came and went quickly. Shen Yin is an unfathomable person. Don't let your guard down, Wu Nian reminded. Let me tell you, he promised me that as long as I bid for Dream Girl for 8 million yuan, he would definitely agree to it. He allowed me, you, and Xiao Bao to travel for a month. I had already prepared my ID card in Country D. Xian didn't have much influence in Country D. Moreover, he was a powerful person in Country D. As long as he enters Country D, he will die miserably. As long as I go to Country D, I will have nothing to worry about. The more Lu Shuang thought about it, the happier he was. Keep a low profile. I have a feeling that Shen Yin won't be easy to deal with, Wu Nian said worriedly. Let's not talk about him first. I want to bid for Dream Girl for 8 million yuan. How can I be sure? Lu Shuang asked. Wu Nian sat up and turned on her phone to search for information about Dream Girl. Dream Girl is an early work of the famous painter Stephen. It's about the daughter of a jewelry merchant in Country X. It's one of the representative works of abstract painting. Lu Shuang read and looked at Wu Nian. Wu Nian searched for Stephen again and found that one of his paintings had been sold for 700,000 yuan. It's only 700,000 yuan. 8 million should be enough, right? Lu Shuang asked uncertainly. Wu Nian didn't look relaxed. Shen Yin must have his reasons for paying 8 million yuan. The value of the work will soar. One of the reasons is that the painter is dead. Or, the value of the painting doesn't lie in the work itself. If you want to bid for it, you have to look at the meaning behind the painting. How can we know? How should we know? Lu Shuang was puzzled. She searched on her phone. Is the painter Steve dead? Shall I look? Some netizens said that Stephen has disappeared for 2 years. He might really be dead. It's not concrete evidence. It's just a rumor. It can indeed increase the value of the work within a certain range. However, the gap from 700,000 to 8 million is too big. I think there must be another reason. When is the auction? Wu Yin asked cautiously. The day after tomorrow. It should be the night after tomorrow. Ask Xinyan about Stephen's address. We'll visit him tomorrow. Wu Yin suggested. Bingo. That's great. You are the leader of the psychological world. You will definitely know the value behind it. You rest first. I'll go find Xinyan. Lu Shuang went out in a hurry. He forgot that he was going to sleep with Wu Yin tonight. Compared with freedom, temporary grievances were nothing. Shun Yin. Before Lu Shuang arrived, Shun Yin heard his voice. In the whole villa, no one dared to call his full name except for her. He put down his phone and looked at the door. Lu Shuang jumped in and went straight to the point. I want to visit Stephen tomorrow. He's the painter of dream girls. I don't know where he lives. Lu Shuang was speechless. You don't know, or you don't want to tell me. Lu Shuang frowned and walked to him. Then why do you have to get dream girls? The painter of dream girls is Mo Shui. She is not only a jeweler, but also has countless raw diamonds. She wants to expand the market in a land and is looking for partners. Shen Yin explained. You are the president. Do you have any competitors with your advantage? Lu Shuang was confused. 1 + 1 is not as simple as 2. 8 million is the limit of my estimation. If I can't get it, I will miss this opportunity. Because sometimes opportunities are accompanied by risks and crises. Shen Yin said meaningfully. Why did Lu Shuang feel that he was warning her on purpose? Then I'll go and talk to Wen Yin first. As soon as she turned around, she was picked up by Shen Yin. Lu Shuang was nervous and said in panic, Shen Yin, what are you doing? Put me down. Didn't you say that I didn't do it well? I want to ask for advice and improve it. He said wickedly and carried her to the room. Lu Shuang understood what he meant. You have asked for it. You've already eaten. Can you not eat in the future? He said confidently. You have asked for it today. Lu Shuang emphasized the word today. You have more than one meal today. Lu Shuang was speechless. She struggled to get down. Chapter 346. The secret that I want to know. Lu Shuang was puzzled. What? I'm not in a good mood now. He smiled wickedly and put her on the bed. About you? Lu Shuang narrowed his eyes and asked tentatively. Shen Yin smiled even more and her tone became gentle. You want to know more about me? Lu Shuang swayed his legs lazily. You can get out now. Shen Yin leaned forward and lifted Lu Shuang's chin. He looked at her with a burning gaze. I like to see you being cocky. Lu Shuang pushed his hand away and said coldly, Get out. You can still see me being cocky. The secret is about the charity gala. Don't you want to go out and have fun? Shen Yin asked with a smirk. Taking advantage of her momentary hesitation, he lifted her ankle and directly conquered it. Lu Shuang furrowed her brows and slapped him on the face, making a crisp sound. He held Lu Shuang's wrist and pressed it above her head, staring at her. If it were anyone else who dared to slap his face, they would definitely be dead. However, Lu Shuang slapped his face every day. He slapped her again and again with great strength, as if he wanted to reach the depths of her soul. Lu Shuang glared at Shen Yin. He felt like 10,000 horses were galloping in his heart. In terms of technique, everyone was better than him. She couldn't break free at all. If he was done with her and said that he felt uncomfortable, the secret would be revealed. Get off me, Lu Shuang said angrily. Shen Yin tightened the muscles on his face, and his beautiful face became more resolute. He was still using more strength and said unhappily, You don't want the secret anymore? If this went on, she felt that she would die before she got the secret. Let me do it. Shen Yin was stunned, and his eyes were filled with surprise. He looked at Lu Shuang in disbelief. You do it? Lu Shuang pursed his lips and didn't want to speak. She felt very aggrieved now. Shen Yin smiled, flipped over, and carried her onto the bed. Lu Shuang looked at his charming face. It was such a waste that he didn't want to be a woman. You know what to do. You don't need me to teach you. I'm in a good mood now. Shen looked at him patiently and raised his eyebrows. Lu Shuang took a deep breath and put the pillow on his face. She really wanted to kill him, but if she killed him, she wouldn't be able to live. And Wu Yin wouldn't be able to live either. She let go of his hand and didn't press him down. Instead, she slowly moved closer to him. Shen Yin took the pillow away and looked at Lu Shuang's face gently. He smiled. Indeed, you look prettier when I look at you like this. If you're in a good mood, you should tell me the secret. If you go back on your words, don't expect me to do it willingly in the future. Lu Shuang warned. Shen Yin held her waist. Well, have I ever lied to you? Ah! Lu Shuang chuckled. His chuckle was full of sarcasm and negation. Shen Yin's honesty and credibility with her was zero. How could he be so thick-skinned to say that he had never lied to her? Shen Yin touched her nose. Focus. She didn't know if it was because Shen Yin had asked for it not long ago, or if she was really not focused, but he still hadn't come out after half an hour. Her legs were sore, and her muscles were stiff. She didn't want to move at all. So annoying. Even King Kong will feel tired. You must have taken too much medicine. It's so annoying. Lu Shuang complained. He couldn't take it anymore and laid down at the side. Shen Yin smiled happily and kissed her lips. It was his turn now. Lu Shuang fell asleep in a daze. After some time, he opened his eyes. The sky was already dark. What time is it now? Lu Shuang asked. Shen Yin was woken up by her. She took the phone from the bedside table and looked at it. 4:15. It's still early. Sleep a little more. It's already 4:15? What's Xiao Bai's condition now? You haven't told me your secret yet. Lu Shuang pushed Shen Yin. Shen Yin had no choice but to sit up and switch on the lights. He looked at her with sleepy eyes. Wu Yin's blood test is out. It's normal for now. I told you my secret last night. Didn't you hear me? Lu Shuang hit his shoulder. I was asleep. How could I hear you? Tell me later. Also, is Wu Yin going back to normal in the future? Shen Yin held her hand and looked into her eyes. He asked again, You promised me that if I could cure her, you would follow me for the rest of your life. Is that still valid? Of course. Lu Shuang said without hesitation. Shen Yin pursed his lips. The research this time was very successful. Wu Yin is already recovering. If there are no accidents, she should be back to normal. But if you go back on your word, I will kill whoever I save. I will not show any mercy to you. Do you understand? Lu Shuang was in a daze. He nodded his head and felt a little flustered. If she were to leave, she would definitely bring Xiao Bai along. Shen Yin was a ruthless person. He would do something like this. Why? Are you flustered? Shen Yin's face darkened. He tightened his grip on her hand. Lu Shuang pulled his hand out and clenched his fist tightly. She should not feel guilty. Shen Yin was such a capable person. He would be able to tell if she was flustered. How can you be merciless to me? Lu Shuang asked. As long as you stay by my side obediently, I will give you a good life. Don't challenge me. I know what you care about most, such as Wu Yin, Xiao Bao, and your parents. Shen Yin hinted. Lu Shuang's heart became more and more desolate. What she wanted was never glory and splendor. What she wanted, Shen Yin could never give her. However, he did know where her weakness was. What is the secret you want to tell me? Lu Shuang changed the topic. Su Jiran and Gu Lingqing will be attending the auction tomorrow. They are determined to get their hands on Dreamlight Girl. They feel that if they manage to get their hands on Dreamlight Girl, they would be halfway to success. In reality, Mo Shui doesn't care about the painting Dreamlight Girl. She cares about Steven, the artist. Shen Yin said. Then, what's the use of telling me this? Lu Shuang was puzzled. There's another person who will go there tomorrow. He is a British nobleman and has inherited his mother's title. He is also very rich. He is also Steven's good friend. So, if you can't get the painting, you can ask Steven for help. You'll have a higher chance of winning. Don't you want to ask him yourself? You are so eloquent. Lu Shuang looked at Shen Yin suspiciously. Chapter 347. Lu Shuang knew what Shun Yin was planning. You mean if I help you negotiate with Mo Shui, you will also let me go out for a month? Lu Shuang needed confirmation. Not only will you go out for a month, but I will also give you all the jewelry companies I have invested in a land, Shun Yin said in a deep voice. Give me. Lu Shuang looked at Shun Yin suspiciously and said in disbelief, I can go out for fun and take the jewelry companies. It doesn't sound like a loss at all. Shun Yin, won't you work for nothing? In my impression, you will never do a losing business. I only want you. In my eyes, you are more precious than the jewelry companies, Shun Yin said with a smile. Lu Shuang got up from the bed. Please allow me to go to the toilet to vomit for a while. Shun Yin watched Lu Shuang walk into the toilet with sadness in her eyes. He could not give her anything except for the title. He would give everything else just to keep her by his side. Lu Shuang went to look for Wu Yin early in the morning. By the time she found Wu Yin, he had already run 10 laps around the manor. He was drenched in sweat as he continued to run. Xiao Yin, I have something important to tell you, Lu Shuang shouted. Hearing Lu Shuang's voice, Wu Yin stopped, turned around, wiped the sweat on his face with a towel, and walked towards Lu Shuang. Shun Yin said that you should be fine and recovering, right? Lu Shuang asked. Wu Yin nodded and said rationally, yes, she said that. Let's see how it goes. If you recover, will you go to Gu Lingqing? After all, you have a child with him. You should still have feelings for him, Lu Shuang asked tentatively. Wu Yin shook his head. When I jump into the river, I told myself that if I could survive, I wouldn't be a burden to Gu Lingqing anymore. Even if my body was cured, it would still be crippled. Lu Shuang held Wu Yin's hand. Then come with me. We'll go to Country D together and live happily ever after. Wu Yin gazed at Lu Shuang and smiled. If I wanted to leave, I wouldn't have come back. Cool girl, I know what you're thinking. You've done so much for me. I'm still alive because of you. I really, really appreciate it. But let's stop here. You've been there. The life you want to live. Shun Yin said that if I escape, she will deal with you. I'm worried about you, Lu Shuang said worriedly. If you've escaped, what's the use of dealing with me? I'll be fine. Even if something happens, I've already earned it. It's fate. There's no need to force it. Wu Yin was open-minded. If I leave, Shun Yin won't help you teach in primary school. Gu Lingqing ranks so high after you. Even if you stay here, you won't be able to see little Yin, Lu Shuang advised. My soul is here. I'll live and earn. If I leave, I'll just be a walking corpse. There's no need for that. Cool girl, it's enough to have you as a friend in this life. Wu Yin was very sure of what she wanted. Lu Shuang lowered his head gloomily. She knew that she could never persuade Bai Ye, not in the past and not now. Before she left, she had to ensure the safety of Wu Yin and her family. She didn't know many people, and there weren't many big shots. The only one who could help her, no matter how she counted, seemed to be Gu Lingqing. After all, the current Gu Lingqing was rich, and in the past, Gu Lingqing almost became the president. I got it. By the way, there's one more thing I want to tell you. Today, Shun Yin told me that the man you saved on the plane yesterday is an Englishman named Alan. He's a good friend of the writer Stephen. Lu Shuang paused and said unconfidently, if you help Gu Lingqing, I'll do it. It doesn't matter. Gu Lingqing is doing business, and you're doing freedom. I will do my best to help you. What do you need me to do? Tell me. Wu Yin said straightforwardly. Shun Yin said that Gu Lingqing and Su Jiran are determined to get the painting Dream Girl because they want to cooperate with Mo Shui in the jewelry industry in a land. However, what Mo Shui cares about most is not the painting, but the painter of the painting. Lu Shuang explained. I know what to do. Tomorrow, Gu Lingqing and Shun Yin will go, so I won't go. If you can't get the painting, give me Alan's contact number, and I'll contact him. Wu Yin got it immediately. I don't have Alan's phone number, but Shun Yin said that Alan will go tomorrow too. Lu Shuang explained. Shun Yin must have it. Wu Yin was sure. In the evening, Shun Yin went back to China. Lu Shuang dreamed the whole night, and the dream and reality combined. She dreamed that she escaped and sat on a boat, watching Shun Yin stab a dagger into Wu Yin's heart. Wu Yin said to her with a smile, It doesn't matter. Live well. She cried in the dream. When she turned around, she saw her parents on the boat. Her mother said, "We are safe." But she found that her father was gone. Shunyin caught up with her and caught her father. Her father and Shunyin fell into the sea together. She couldn't find her father no matter how hard she tried. She woke up crying. It was still dark. She looked at the time. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. She couldn't sleep. The dream was too real. She was afraid that if she left, she would have to pay with blood. She sat on the bed, curled up her feet, hugged her knees, and lowered her head to meditate. It was not until dawn that she finally picked up her phone and made a call. "Hello, what's the matter?" On the other end of the phone, Gu Lingqing's deep voice sounded. "Gu Lingqing, this is Lu Shuang. I want to ask you something. If Baiyu is still alive, but there's a very powerful force that wants to kill her, can you protect her safety? This powerful force is beyond your imagination." Lu Shuang asked. "No matter how powerful the force is, I will protect her with my life." Gu Lingqing said without thinking, but her voice was still cold. "I will tell you Baiya's whereabouts. You must protect Baiya. In addition, I want to ask you to protect my parents' safety. Is that okay?" Lu Shuang asked worriedly. Gu Lingqing was silent for a while. Suspicion flashed in her eyes. "You should ask Shunyin for help. His force is not weaker than mine now." Back then, Baiyu was infected with a virus and was forced to jump into the sea by Su Jieron. Even when she was fished out, she was unconscious and dying. At that time, I was saved by your people. Shunyin found me and said that he could save Xiao Bai, but he had to let me follow him. I was very worried about Xiao Bai's safety, so I agreed to Shunyi's condition and returned to Shunyi's side. Shunyin really saved Xiao Bai. Xiao Bai has been seeing patients for the past 2 years. Among them, he had his bone marrow changed and he had plastic surgery. Chapter 348. Wu Nian. If she was Xiaoya, why didn't she tell me? The change of bone marrow means that her DNA has also changed, right? Gu Lingqing didn't believe it and asked. Xiao Bai said that he doesn't want to be a burden to you anymore, so he appeared in front of you with a new face, Lu Shuang explained. You don't want to be a burden? But she specifically came to my company to apply for a private tutoring position. Gu Lingqing still did not believe it. That's because Xiao Yin is her child. She missed her child. A year ago, when she found out that Xiao Yin had come to your side, she ran out of the laboratory to see Xiao Yin. But at that time, she was rejected by the medicine, and the side effects were severe. She fainted not long after running. She had to change her bone marrow and blood to survive. Lu Shuang said anxiously, "Why didn't you say it earlier or later? Why did you say it now? Do you think the time is ripe?" Gu Lingqing said sarcastically. Lu Shuang could tell from his tone that he did not believe her. He got angry and raised his voice. That's because Shunyin had just developed the antidote. Now that Xiao Bai is back to normal, I want to be free. However, Shunyin threatened me that if I were to escape, the first person he would deal with would be Xiao Bai and my parents. Is that so? Why don't I mention another possibility? You are already Shun Yin's woman. So, you found a woman who is similar to Xiaoya and want to put her by my side. You want her to replace Xiaoya's position in my heart and control me, Gu Lingqing said coldly. Lu Shuang was about to explode. It's fine if you don't believe me, but you still doubt me. I'm sorry, I take back my words. Xiao Bai doesn't want to be with you, not because she's afraid of dragging you down, but because she doesn't like you at all. What did you say? Gu Lingqing's voice was as cold as ice. Isn't that so? Otherwise, why is Xiao Bai still unwilling to come to your side, even though she has already detoxified the poison? You must have forgotten what you have done to her. You fired her for no reason and spoke rudely to her, slandering her. If I were Xiao Bai, I would also leave you. Get lost. Lu Shuang hung up the phone angrily. She smashed the phone on the bed. She must have been crazy to tell Gu Lingqing that Wu Nian was Xiao Bai and hoped that Gu Lingqing would protect Wu Nian. How could this be? Gu Lingqing didn't trust her at all, let alone Wu Nian. Now, Gu Lingqing's path was blocked. An idea flashed through Lu Shuang's mind. Isn't Alan a British nobleman? It's a hereditary title, and his wealth is comparable to that of a country. Perhaps his influence in England is comparable to that of Gu Lingqing. If Aaron accepts Xiao Bai can bring Xiao Yin to rely on him. Xiao Bai might be able to live a happy life and not be as lonely as she is now. Bingo! She knew what to do now. Xiao Bai, Xiao Bai. Lu Shuang found Wu Yin, who was jogging again. Perhaps it was because of his recovery. She felt that Wu Yin seemed to have lost weight. Wu Yin knocked on Lu Shuang's head. Call him Xiao Yin. It's a habitual form of address. It's easy to say it without thinking. Have you bought clothes? Lu Shuang asked. I bought some yesterday, Wu Yin replied. I haven't bought any yet. Lu Shuang thought of the new clothes he was wearing and smiled awkwardly. Shen Yin asked his men to buy some for me, but I don't like them. Can you accompany me to buy them now? I'll take a shower and change my clothes to accompany you. Wu Yin agreed readily. They drove to the mall and had breakfast on the way. Lu Shuang bought a lot of beautiful clothes and even bought two for Wu Yin. They had lunch outside too. After lunch, Lu Shuang insisted on going to the beauty salon. He asked the stylist to cut Wu Yin's hair and dyed it a brownish yellow. I think this hairstyle suits you very well. Your face is small to begin with. With this hairstyle, no one will doubt you if you say you're 23 years old, Lu Shuang said with satisfaction. Wu Yin stared at Lu Shuang. You bought clothes for me and brought me to the beauty salon. You even rushed to pay before I did. You want me to attend the auction. Lu Shuang smiled and said honestly, I really can't hide anything from your eyes. I don't dare to go alone. I've never been to an auction before, and I don't know what others are thinking. With you around, I feel more at ease, and I won't be a loss. Wu Yin understood that the auction was very important to Lu Shuang. He calmed down and said in a deep voice, I'll go with you. That's great. I'll feel more at ease if you go with me. Lu Shuang picked up the brush on the table and said, Let's ask the makeup artist to do some makeup. We're going to the upper class this time. They will look down on us if we don't put on makeup. What are you planning? Wu Yin asked directly. I'll be happy if you're beautiful. Lu Shuang was afraid that Wu Yin would notice something, so he ran out of the room and called for the makeup artist. But Wu Yin had already seen her guilty behavior. She knew that Lu Shuang had always wanted her to find a man, but her heart had died on that deserted island and could never come back to life again. At 7 o'clock in the evening, they went to the auction. There was a buffet at the auction. The auction would start at 8 o'clock. Those who came could eat there. Wu Yin ate very little. She only took a piece of steak and a glass of red wine and sat in the corner. Lu Shuang brought a lot of food over. He glanced at Wu Yin's plate and sat opposite her. You were fat because of the medicine. Now that your body has recovered, you won't need to take the medicine anymore. You'll lose weight quickly. You don't have to do this to your stomach. I'm used to it. This nutrition is enough for a day, Wu Yin said calmly. Lu Shuang glanced at the food on the table and felt guilty. He had been overeating because he wanted to get fat, which made Shun Yin despise him. She would be free soon, so she should not eat carelessly anymore. She only ate a piece of steak and learned from Wu Yin. She chewed it slowly and mixed it with red wine that could increase her metabolism. Wu Yin smiled at her and lowered her head to continue eating. She felt a shadow shrouding her. She looked up and saw Su Jiran. On the surface, he looked handsome, refined, and had a noble temperament. However, only the women around him knew his true nature. She looked away and continued eating, as if she did not want to talk to him. Su Jiran smiled wickedly and did not leave. He said gently, I didn't expect to meet you here. I went to your hotel to look for you, but I couldn't find you. So you're in Country X. Wu Yin did not say anything and pretended that she did not hear him. Feeling awkward, Su Jiran cleared his throat and asked, Can we get to know each other? Wu Yin put down his cutlery and leaned back in his chair. He looked at Su Jiran. I heard that you've slept with more than 100 women in the 3 years you've been married. Su Jiran paused and looked at Lu Shuang. Chapter 349. People should never make big mistakes. Otherwise, these big mistakes will always show their consequences at a certain stage of life. For example, now, Su Jiran couldn't explain it. After all, it was the truth, and it was the past that he wanted to erase the most. When you were young and frivolous, you didn't know how to cherish it. When you lost it, it was too late to regret. Really? Wu Nian stood up. Then you should repent, instead of chasing after women everywhere. Excuse me. Su Jiran's body moved along with her eyes. Looking at her back, he wanted to say something, but many words were choked in his throat. He. Lu Shuang laughed. Su Jiran looked at Lu Shuang unhappily. If everyone likes to gossip like you, I'm afraid you wouldn't be alive now. Let me correct you. I'm not gossiping. I'm speaking up for justice. I'm not slandering you. I'm telling the objective truth, okay? Then it's also the objective truth that you followed the married Shaniyan. It's also the objective truth that you have a child that can't be exposed to the public. If this matter is known by the president's wife, or if it is made public, what do you think will happen? Su Jiran said coldly. Lu Shuang's smile froze on his face. What he said was the most shameful thing for her. Do you think I want to? Lu Shuang looked at Su Jiran sharply. So, I hope you learn what to say and what not to say. Otherwise, don't blame me for giving you a taste of your own medicine next time. Su Jiran said coldly and turned around. Lu Shuang pursed his lips and gritted his teeth. It was because there were so many scumbags in the world that warm men were especially precious. She found Wu Nian outside the hotel. She was looking out the window, thinking, Su Jiran is really annoying. Lu Shuang complained. Wu Nian didn't even turn his head as he said in a low voice, a scourge lives for 1,000 years. In the future, just stay away from him. Lu Shuang responded and followed Wu Nian's line of sight. It was an expensive Rolls-Royce. The driver, who was wearing white gloves, opened the car door. Gu Lingqing leaned forward and got out of the car. The Gundam stood upright outside the car. It seemed to have sensed someone looking at it, so it raised its head and looked upstairs. Do you think Gu Lingqing will see us? Lu Shuang asked. I don't know, Wu Nian replied. Gu Lingqing withdrew his gaze and walked towards the hotel. Wu Nian was still standing by the window. Should we go in and hide, in case he sees us and accuses us of peeping at him? Lu Shuang suggested. If we hide, people will think we're doing it on purpose. Just ignore him. Wu Nian continued to stand by the window. Gu Lingqing walked out of the elevator and looked straight ahead. He didn't even look at them as he walked into the reception hall. Lu Shuang was a little sad. She had told Gu Lingqing that Wu Nian was Baiya. He was even more mean and heartless than she had imagined. Gu Lingqing's eyes are on the top of his head. I told him. Lu Shuang immediately stopped and almost spilled the beans. Wu Nian looked at Lu Shuang. What did you tell him? Lu Shuang turned around and faced Wu Nian. I told him that you are very similar to Baiya. You have the same voice, the same temper, and the same character. But he still treats you like that. I feel bad for you. Wu Nian twitched the corner of his mouth. It's because we have looked at each other so many times that he is even more repulsed. Gu Lingqing is not a person who knows how to open his heart to others. He is very defensive. Why don't you find another man you like and get married and have children with him? Forget about Gu Lingqing and don't care about him anymore, Lu Shuang said angrily. Let's not talk about him. The auction is about to start, right? Wu Nian asked. He turned around and looked out of the door. Almost everyone was walking towards the meeting room. It should be starting soon. Lu Shuang looked at the elevator and frowned. That Alan still hasn't arrived yet. Is he waiting for someone? Wu Nian looked at Lu Shuang and asked. That Alan hasn't appeared yet. Will he not appear? Lu Shuang said worriedly. Will that Alan appear? He had pneumothorax last time. No matter what, he needs to rest for 3 days. Moreover, he has asthma. He shouldn't appear in crowded places, places with poor ventilation, or places with a lot of pollen. Shen Yin said he will come. The moment Lu Shuang finished his words, she saw the elevator door open. Alan was wearing a light blue suit and walking towards them. He is here. He is here. He is really here. Lu Shuang said excitedly and held Lu Shuang's hand. Wu Nian glanced at Lu Shuang and then fixed her eyes on Alan. Alan stared at Wu Nian. the corners of his mouth slightly raised, his dark blue eyes not concealing his joy at seeing her. I didn't expect to meet you here. You said that the next time we meet, you'll give me your contact information. Lu Shuang looked at Wu Nian excitedly, but found that Wu Nian was still calm and indifferent. I am curious. Why did you risk your life to come here? Wu Nian asked coldly. There is something I want here. My grandmother asked me to get it for her, Alan explained. Does your grandmother not know about your physical condition? Wu Nian smiled, turned around, and walked towards the meeting room. Lu Shuang looked at Aaron and then at Wu Nian. He followed behind Wu Nian. Aren't you going to ask him for his contact information? I'm sure Shiniyin has his contact information. If we can film Dream Girl, there's no need to get to know another person. If we can't, it won't be too late to contact him then, Wu Nian said calmly. Lu Shuang pursed her lips and looked back regretfully. She was looking forward to Alan and Wu Nian's meeting. Wu Nian said that Gu Lingqing was very defensive. So was she. She had probably built a wall around her. They entered the meeting room. Lu Shuang registered with his ID card, bound his credit card, and got a plate. They sat in the corner. Su Jiran looked back and found Wu Nian. She stood up from the first row and walked to the last row. She sat next to Wu Nian and smiled innocently. She looked at Wu Nian and asked, No one wants to sit here, right? Are you going to sit here? Wu Nian asked. Yes. Su Jiran did not deny it. Wu Nian smiled. It just so happens that I want to sit in the first row. It's a pity that you took it. Thank you for giving up your seat. Su Jiran was speechless. She pulled Lu Shuang up and walked to the first row. They sat in Su Jiran's original seat. Lu Shuang turned around and looked at Su Jiran. He covered his mouth and laughed. Xiaonian, you're amazing. I can see that Su Jiran's face is pale. Wu Nian frowned and thought, it's really annoying to be pestered by him. Maybe. Chapter 350. Maybe what? Lu Shuang asked. Wu Nian looked at Lu Shuang and said, Shiniyin is very powerful in Country X. It shouldn't be a problem to ask him to help me get a fake marriage certificate. Lu Shuang frowned and said with distress, You really don't want to be happy anymore. Wu Nian held Lu Shuang's hand and said with a smile, I know what I'm doing. Lu Shuang pulled his hand away and looked at the table sadly. He murmured, I can't help you with this matter because I will leave for Country D soon. Even if Shiniyin can help, it will only be temporary. Wu Nian thought so. Shiniyin helped her because Lu Shuang was there. Once Lu Shuang left, he didn't need to help her. Maybe Shiniyin would really kill her. She had been a burden to Lu Shuang for 2 years. She didn't want Lu Shuang to sacrifice for her again. I have another way, Wu Nian said with a smile, which reassured Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang's eyes reddened as she looked at the smiling Wu Nian. Can't you come with me? I'm worried about you. I'll be fine. I promise. Why don't you try Alan? Alan is a bigwig in England. No matter how powerful Shaniyin is, he won't go to England. Besides, with Alan's protection, you don't have to worry about Su Jiran. Lu Shuang suggested. I know what to do. Don't worry. Wu Nian kept smiling, as if she had won. Lu Shuang's heart sank. He didn't know why, but he couldn't be at ease at all. The auction began. There were 12 collections for auction this time. Lu Shuang had been waiting for the auction of Dream Girl. But after bidding for 8 collectibles, there was still no sign of it. The 9th item was a jade necklace. The starting price was 10 million, and every time the card was raised, the price would increase by 200,000. Lu Shuang couldn't help but roll his eyes. He was really a local tycoon. Wasn't he afraid of being robbed when he wore a necklace worth 10 million yuan? According to the house price in city, he was walking with a small villa on the road. 10 million. Is there any higher price than 10 million? The host shouted excitedly, as if he had been injected with chicken blood. 10, 2 million, 10. For million. 13 million, 13 million once, 13 million twice, 13 million thrice. Congratulations, customer. You have obtained a jade necklace. Lu Shuang followed the host's line of sight, wanting to see the true face of this rich man. After Alan smiled elegantly, he looked at Lu Shuang and nodded like a gentleman. Lu Shuang squeezed Wen Yin and said in a low voice, "Alan bought it. He is not just an ordinary rich man. Didn't he say that his grandmother wanted it? Besides, his title of nobility is hereditary. If I'm not wrong, his grandmother's status should be much higher than his, so he had to buy it." Wu Yin judged. "I see." Lu Shuang understood. The painting Dream Girl was put at the end. The starting price was 500,000, and every time the card was raised, the price would increase by 20,000. Lu Shuang was the first to raise his card. He said to Wu Yin, "It doesn't look expensive. I have a budget of 10 million yuan, so I should be able to buy it." Wu Yin turned around and looked at Su Jiran. He had been staring at her with an evil smile, as if he was above the auction. "Just raise the price to 8 million. Wu Yin said to Lu Shuang. "Ah, why?" Lu Shuang was puzzled. "Some people are here specifically for the painting Dreamlight Girl, but before they come, they should have a price in mind. You can directly raise the price to $8 million and see if anyone follows. Then, you will know if you can get the painting or not," Wu Yin analyzed. Lu Shuang trusted Wu Yin's judgment. He raised his card and said loudly, "I bid 8 million. 8 million? The host was shocked and stunned for a moment. Then, he shouted excitedly, "8 million! Anyone else?" 8 million going once. That gentleman bid 8,020,000. 8,020,000. 8,020,000. Anyone else? The host subconsciously looked at Lu Shuang, and Lu Shuang immediately raised his sign. Wu Yin glanced at Su Jiran. Su Jiran smiled as he waved the token in his hand, looking very relaxed. Wu Yin frowned and looked at Lu Shuang. 10 million. "Ah, I don't have any more after 10 million. Shouldn't I increase the price bit by bit?" Lu Shuang had a bad feeling. She might lose the chance to win Dreamlight Girl. "What if someone bids 20,000 more than you?" Wu Yin said in a low voice. Lu Shuang understood. She glared at Su Jiran, who was sitting in the corner, raised her card and shouted, 10 million. Many people were shocked when she opened her mouth this time. Su Jiran still raised her card slowly. 10,020,000. 10,020,000. Anyone else? The host became excited and looked at Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang angrily smashed the card on the table. Seeing that Lu Shuang had no chance, the host flattered Su Jiran and shouted, 10,020,000 going once, 10,020,000 going twice. 11 million. Gu Lingqing's voice was heard. It was very low, so low that it was restrained like the sound of nature. Everyone was shocked. They were discussing and looking for the source of the voice. Su Jiran couldn't stay calm anymore. He glanced at Gu Lingqing. Gu Lingqing didn't even look at him. She slightly raised the corner of her mouth and said meaningfully, as if she knew everything. Wu Yin also saw the smile on Gu Lingqing's face. He looked at Su Jiran again. Su Jiran's eyes changed from laziness to sharpness. He raised the card in his hand. 11.02 million. Before the host could finish speaking, Gu Lingqing's voice was heard shouting, 12 million. Su Jiran gritted her teeth and raised her card again. 12,020,000. The host announced. Everyone's eyes were on Gu Lingqing. 13 million. Gu Lingqing said in a light and breezy manner. Su Jiran clenched her fist and hesitated. Are Gu Lingqing and Su Jiran going to fight to the death? Lu Shuang asked Wu Yin. Wu Yin looked at Gu Lingqing's expressionless face. She had never seen him clearly. He was good at hiding his emotions. Therefore, she couldn't see through Gu Lingqing's thoughts. 13 million going once, 13 million going twice, 13 million. Su Jiran shouted at the last moment, 14 million, 15 million. Gu Lingqing shouted immediately. Su Jiran sneered. He slammed the card on the table and stood up. He shouted to Gu Lingqing, 16 million. The host was shocked. She looked at Gu Lingqing. The audience was silent. Gu Lingqing also stood up. He gathered his clothes and looked at Su Jiran. He said meaningfully, winning doesn't mean winning. Losing doesn't mean losing either. Thank you. Su Jiran frowned. What do you mean? That you're tuning in to the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel, We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.